So we're just going to transition into the next segment, which is the Free Spacer RPG. It's coming up, so Blair's just working on transitioning. Apparently, I have my name on the screen, so there you go. Transitioning over to everybody.
Local host, transition.
There we go. Okay, now we can get it set up. So while I have you here for a second, feel free to join our Discord. We have lots of games happening still where you can sign up. Lots in our Proto Alley. Lots still, I think there's still spaces in RPGs and other board game sessions, so we hope you'll tune in. Like Dennis said, we've got the pub trivia night this evening, which should be a lot of fun. And lots of other good stuff coming up. What else? If you'd like to support Terminal City Tabletop Convention, you can upgrade your ticket to a patron ticket. Just visit our website at terminalcitycon.ca. You can also get some swag like these awesome t-shirts featuring our green Sasquatch guy in the mask.
They're actually very limited online. This year.
They're limited.
We don't have a lot.
Because but that's okay.
Yeah. So there's still last year's available.
And there's lots of swag from last year. So there's that. So it's looking like we're getting closer to being ready.
Should we switch over to that now?
See-through shirt, yeah. It's a see. We did get a blue green screen, but there's not enough contrast, unfortunately, between the green and the blue. So we tried to plan and not get a green screen so that this wouldn't happen, and it didn't work. So
hey, if we did use the actual green screen, you know how much worse it'd be? Like, you would just disappear.
I would be gone.
And there would just be board games where you are.
Just be floating head and arms. Yeah. So there you go. Okay.
All right, well, let's unmute everybody.
Okay.
And transition over.
Hi, guys. Take it away, Free Spacer Gang.
I'll start, I guess. Hi.
Whoa, that was loud. Whoa. Okay, hold on.
Hello? Is this thing on? Hi, I'm Christoph Sapinsky. I'm in Vancouver in the unceded Musqueam First Nation territory, and I designed the RPG we're going to play today. Free Spacer is a sandbox sci-fi RPG where the players take the role of a crew on a small, flexible, contracted ship, and I'm proud to say it was nominated for Best Rules at the Indie Groundbreakers last year. You can learn all about the game at freespacer.com and hear all my brilliant insights on tabletop role-playing games on Twitter at Zofra. Anyways, let's go next to Haley.
Hello, everyone. My name is Haley Boros. I am a cartoonist, an illustrator, and a designer located or living in Coquitlam, or the unceded territory of the Coquitlam First Nation in the Tri-Cities. Yeah, I'm really excited to play today. I'm playing Dr. Ren Ray. I am a, what am I? I'm a raptor doctor. Pretty excited about that. Just excited. I got my lab coat on. I've got my space porthole ready to science.
Tahlia.
Hi, I am Tahlia Murdoch. I do some streaming on the side and used to make a podcast, hoping to get back into it soon. And one of those games that we usually play is a role-playing game called Everyone is Jonas, which is far less complicated than this, but very chaotic and fun. And you can find me on Twitter, I guess, at Tahlia Murdoch. And I'm really excited to play this game today. I'm an alien, so I've worn some alien earrings in honor of my character. And I'm in space as well, my natural habitat. I can breathe anywhere. It's really fortunate. And yeah, looking forward to it. Oh, my character's called Chaplin.
How about Jen?
Hey guys, I'm Jen, and never really have streamed before. So yay, first time. But in the real life, I am an advocate for people with disabilities. And I am loving role playing and on Twitter and things. So today I'm playing the pilot, so have no fear, because I always roll poorly. Wait. Okay, so maybe have a little bit of fear. But I'm Willard, and I'm just, you're plain, boring human. Maybe.
Okay, Christine. Almost said my name.
Hey everyone, I'm Christina. Today I'm going to be playing as Revica, and she is a Cordon, which is a raptor, and she likes to do parkour and is very sneaky. So I'm excited to do some special ops parkouring today and possibly shoot some things. We'll see. But yeah, I'm really excited.
Okay, so I guess we'll get started right away. I'm not sure what's up with going on with the screen and stuff, since I'm not running that today, but you're probably seeing the main page, which is the map of the sector that we're playing in today. This is Ptolemy, the Ptolemy sector, and the crew of the Rosencrantz has been sent on a contract to find a newly discovered capital ship. The ship's been missing for like 6 years and has been missing after a huge battle called the Battle of 1,000 Ships, which left a huge debris field around a gas giant. And the ship was missing despite the fact that that's kind of impossible because capital ships are massive. No one could find it or any of its debris. So their organization, known as the Muzam Syndicate, has gotten a leak about where it might be or that it was found, and they've been sent to find it and retrieve samples of whatever secrets were in its biolabs, some sort of secret weapon technology or something that was in there that the Museum Syndicate is very interested in. So I'll just set up the scene and we'll move in and get descriptions of our characters and what they're about to do. Does that sound right for everybody?
Yes.
That works?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, okay. So today, one second. We start with the view of a massive orange planetary nebula. Floating in the waste, we see the protostar at the center slowly boiling away. We zoom across and we see a huge fleet of ships, and we see patrol vessels, shuttles moving in squadrons around. We see a squadron of these shuttles moving through space, and then we zoom in and we see a rusty, crappy looking station, and you see debris station 52 listed on the bottom of the screen. Lunette system, the Lunette Nebula. And you move out from that and you see another squadron of patrol shuttles. They're all in formation and they look like they're heading somewhere specific. And we kind of bounce back and we see the Rosencrantz. Now the Rosencrantz is stealthed, so we just see it all shimmery and difficult to see and flying at a bit of an odd angle, like it's trying to maneuver for very specific purposes. It's got its sensor scoped on the shuttles, And we know that because the sensors are on the port side, and it's flying port side first, right towards the shuttles as it vectors around through space. And we zoom into the bridge and we see holographic control systems up in front of the various members of the crew as they all sit at their stations. And I think we'll be starting with our shield mechanic, who is also, I believe, our doctor, Dr. Ren Ray. Now, Doctor, you stealth the vessel. Let's try to figure.
I do stealth the vessel.
Yes, you stealth the vessel, and let's see how well you did with that. So we're gonna open up your character sheet here, and we're gonna make the first roll of the game to see how well we stealth. And we can describe your character doing this.
Excellent.
You're an Atoli, which is a lizard person of a sort, and let's do that roll.
Excellent. So let's hit roll.
Okay, so you need to use your field dynamics skill for that. For in this game, that is how we do stealth.
Dynamics. I have 3 in field dynamics, so I am ready to go. Shield mechanics.
1 second. We're using the ship though. So we're actually going to be using the ship sheet. So let's just close that and open the ship sheet.
Okay.
And click the roll button there.
Got it.
I made these sheets too, and I still make this mistake once in a while. So if you want to click the roll salvo button on the Rosencrantz, that'd be great.
Got it.
Okay. Choose who you are.
I'm the doctor.
Yes. And then you're going to select your field mechanics skill from the pull down.
The window keeps popping around.
Oh no.
All right,
yeah,
here we
they've
go.
been having a little sliding issue in Roll20 lately since the update.
It is. That is exactly what's happening. Field dynamics, specialty.
And then holography.
Got it. Okay.
And then obviously you're using the shields.
I am. Here we go.
And you're going to use the holo projectors on there if you want to spend a charge.
I will spend a charge.
Awesome. So charge is the it's basically like a meta mechanic that, so you have to choose the tool first.
Oh.
Just click shields right next to the little arrow.
There we go.
There we go.
I did it.
Then choose the holo projector.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you're
2
spending
shields.
1 charge. And the threat on this. So the way threat and stuff works in this game, I'll be studying that in just a second, is we would want to know who's watching you and stuff. So you probably don't know these things, but
Yes.
I do. So I am the one who's looking that up. I just have to look at the main people who are watching you right now and check to see how good they are doing this.
Why would they be watching us? We're good. We're just out here hanging out.
Everyone's always scanning. Come on.
Yeah, we're not doing anything. We're just here in space. It's a big, wide world.
Just sneaking. Yeah.
Big, wide
existing.
area.
Scanning and scamming.
Yep. So they have a little bit of help with this, and they're pretty good at this because they're, that's just what they do. So the threat of this will be huge. This is a big roll. 8. Okay, what? How can you beat that? But fortunately, you're a little bit far away.
Okay.
From them. As sensors are long range, but you're a little further away than that.
Okay.
So you just have it. You're probably at long. Yeah. So.
Are we getting advantage for this then?
Yes. So before you came in this, you're getting 1 advantage for something your pilot did right before this, because your pilot was nice and put you in a position to help you be hidden.
Thank you.
And you're getting an advantage from being a little bit further away. So you won't be able to detect them necessarily on sensors as easily yourself. But
okay.
There we go. So if you
Oh,
could
boy.
click roll.
I'm clicking roll. Oh, spend and close.
Yes, please. Oh,
Uh-oh.
you roll pretty good, but it was a very difficult roll. So someone perhaps has noticed you. Now in Free Spacer, most of the fails are fail forwards. So I get to look at this and decide what is the most interesting thing to do. So what we see here is you manage to stealth the vessel and no one sees you, but due to the Willards maneuvering of the vessel and such to give you that extra advantage, you're a ways behind them. You will have to get to scan to try to find them, but they haven't seen you. Okay. So we see your character doing this. So you're adjusting the shield harmonics and everything to try to keep the three different groups who are watching, trying to look for vessels going out the wrong direction and stuff. So what do we see? What does your character look like?
Well, we see the frantic movements, very quick movements of Ren Ray's arms and their tail, touching dials, trying to make things as smooth as possible. Her copper scales and her bright, piercing green eyes dart. Everything moves back and forth in sequence. And she's wearing this white lab coat and a sleek black bodysuit. And she is a little frantic. And she says, I can't get any closer. We can't get any closer like this.
Okay, so I think we're at the point where we're gonna have to try to figure out where they are, because we've kind of lost them a little bit. They're moving into the nebula. You have a general vicinity of them, but you had to slow down slightly, and we've lost the squadron in space. So I think we look over and we see the ship's sensor officer and programmer Chaplain. Chaplain is a Gaforn. Basically
me.
looks like a gray alien. What do we see your character doing as we get the nervous recount from the doctor here?
So I'm just looking like, whatever, this is going to be so easy. Don't worry about it. You've got Chaplain on your team. We'll hack right into their mainframe. It's fine. We'll find out exactly where they are. And I'm just like scratching my head, like I'm thinking about it. Just a bit of yellow mold gets on my fingers and I just flick it off. And I do that with 3 arms from one side, because I've got six arms.
Yeah, we see a Gavorn or all hands, all hands on deck here. So are you basically standing like on the chair and just using your holographic interfaces?
Yes,
and
that's exactly what I'm doing.
Are you going to try to scan for them and try to help us find them now that we've kind of gotten a little bit behind?
Yeah, we're going to try and find them. Do we need to get closer to be able to do that? Or can we try find them from where we are?
You can try to find where they have been, like search for their trail, because everything leaves a bit of an imprint that takes time to disappear entirely in space-time, right? So the folds of gravity and stuff don't instantly snap back when ships move through them.
All right.
So if you've already opened your character sheet, that's good, because now you need to open the ship sheet.
All right, the ship sheet I do have open as well. I've got everyone open.
Excellent. So you see all the things that are happening. So you just press roll salvo on the ship sheet. Oh, can we close it for 1 second? We started with slightly less charge than we should have. So there we go. Now you can press roll salvo.
All right.
Didn't want to forget that.
We're going to do a scan, everybody. Don't worry. We're close
click
enough
on
that they saw
chaplain.
us. All right, now select skill.
Yeah, so you want to use your perception
Yes.
and your
Survey?
survey sensors. Because you're just scanning the area, trying to figure out where they are. And you're kind
Yeah.
of looking close by. So that should be pretty good.
Yeah.
And you'll be using sensors.
So, all right. Do I select that? Yes, I do.
Yes. Now, do you want to use charge for this, or are you just happy with your current?
Would that help? Because the threat is still really high.
I have not changed the threat yet. I'm just
Oh,
double checking
okay.
what it should be.
Yeah, I think so. Just to be safe.
So they're not working particularly hard to hide themselves. Their job is to get where they're going.
Oh, okay.
So
let's,
you're
like,
only dealing with a 3 threat.
Yeah, so no charge.
Okay.
Hit roll?
Yes, please.
All right.
Oh, we're having
my
a hard time
gosh.
finding people today. Could you click spend and close, please, as well?
Yes.
Oh, this is going real well. Okay, so you definitely are going to be detecting them, that's for sure. But as you do so, you discover the route they're taking, the exact direction, but they also detect you now. So you see, as you detect them, and you're like, okay, that's the route they're taking. Why are they still there? So you see them, they're kind of, they split and they start to loop around and then kind of loop back and head on a slightly different route. And now they're moving much quicker. And I think it would probably be you as well. I would like someone, whoever is best at it, and you can use your own sheet for this, and you will, I want to know if you detect this ongoing thing. So I need someone who's good at interface comms. So I don't know who's best at that. It may be Chaplain, it may be someone else.
Interface comms.
I don't think it's anyone, Christoph. I think we're all
I think
bad at
everybody's
it.
about 2 on it, so they're all about the same.
I mean, I have nothing.
Okay, so the doctor's not
Not
very
me.
good at this. Willard has
Okay.
2.
Yeah, 2.
So either Chaplain or Willard, or perhaps it makes sense. Let's let the captain make a roll here. So could you, Captain Rivaka, make a interface comms roll using your regular sheet? See if you can detect the fact that they are sending a message.
You can do it,
Okay.
Captain. I believe in you.
And so you'll be
Interface
using your
comms.
link.
You've got this.
Fingers
And you
crossed. We'll
can
always shoot
use-
if we need.
You can use your comm browser if you like.
Okay.
To get, if you want to spend a charge. And the difficulty on this, just to detect, it's only a 2.
Okay.
So click roll and save and close. Okay.
Partial.
So
Okay.
excellent. So you actually detect that they have an ongoing, that they have pulsed from one of the craft, the front craft has sent out a message. But because you detected it, but you didn't detect it as well as you could have, you don't have a chance to stop it or go tell Chaplain to try to hack it and like stop the signal or anything like that. You just know that they've sent out a comm signal and there was a reply from the fleet.
Okay.
So you see it, you say, there's a tachyon comm signal going out, but it's too quick and you don't have a chance to like listen to it or hear what they say. You just know that they sent a message and that they have accelerated because of the shift in the tachyon signals and that there was a reply to that. So there may be someone else behind you, or someone may know that someone is out here tracking their ships or something like that. And you know that the 35th Fleet, it basically runs this place now because you just kind of snuck past them to get to where we are right now. So we need to decide what to do. So I think we see everybody on the ship. You're flying, trying to be stealthy, but they know you're there. What do you guys all want to do right now? I think it's mostly going to come down to the captain and the pilot. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, so I turn to the pilot, and I am just like, well, obviously, it looks like they noticed us, and I don't know if we should go ahead and just start shooting things. That's always my goal, is to shoot things, but I think stealth is also probably good if we can maintain that. But since we can't, what do you think?
Well, we're not doing anything wrong, Captain. We're just out here for a leisurely stroll. I think we can just, maybe we can, I don't know, speed up a little bit, try to with the group.
Just catch up to them.
You know.
Well, it does occur to you, I suppose, that you could get the sensor officer to plot their course and try to beat them to wherever they're going. Or, I mean, if
we could definitely
fast,
beat them where they're going. I mean, I'm good.
You think we could race them and we could win?
I think so. Why not?
Always down for a race.
The ship's fast enough, right?
guess we'll find out.
That's an excellent question.
Excellent. Well, in some ways, I mean, most things are the same. It's all about how you calculate your vectors and such. So I think.
Can I ask a question? Is it possible to? I mean, we know there's a message, but we didn't get it, right? I mean, can we try to? I don't know. Hack it or.
Ooh.
Yes.
Not that I don't think I have the skills to do that, but I've heard that some people do.
You could try to hack them, but you have a couple things in the way of that. So yeah, unless you want to get really close to them, you would have to hack them by tachyon, and you have noticed that their tachyon comms aren't on all the time. So you have to wait till their next check-in, notice it fast enough, and then hack in. Otherwise, they'll shut down their tachyon comms, which is what they've just done after the pulse. There was an interchange, and then it stopped. You probably likely don't have your tachyon comms on currently. You just like for receiving, obviously. But it would be whoever does the comms most. So probably maybe the captain or chaplain would be probably in charge of such security measures and such. If you got close, you could definitely hack them and go right through all their stuff. If you got real close, it'd be probably quite easy.
If we get that close, why not just blow them up?
Yeah, well, there's that fleet.
Bad plan.
There's a very large fleet over there. So for times you're moving through space, it's going to take you about a day to get anywhere, because of the way you calculate arcs and all that sort of stuff. It's harder to move certain close areas. It takes about a day to get anywhere. So like if you fly from the core of the system to the outside, you can just avoid all the planets, and it's basically a straight flight. So it's easy. But if you go in for orbits and stuff like that, it slows everything down. So it's going to take about a day to get where you're going. So you can, race them, or during that time, try to get near them if you want, or you can avoid them entirely and try to get where they're going. But you have to figure out where they're going if you want to get there before them. So that would make the most sense to be a sensor or perception analysis kind of test, which probably goes down to our sensor analyst, Chaplain. Do you want to try this again?
Yeah, let's try it again. Let's try it again. Look, I was so confident last time and it didn't quite work out, but I'm just as confident this time that it's going to work.
Your
Fake it
confidence
till you
is
make it.
100% every single time.
Every time.
Right.
It's the only way. So am I using my character sheet or the ship? Or the
You are
Rose of
probably
Cards?
using the ship's sheet
Okay.
because
roll.
you're using the ship's sensors. So
Okay.
it all comes down to which tool you're using, really.
All right. All right. So
So you're going to use perception, and you're going to use depth and analysis this time.
depth and analysis.
Yeah,
All
because
right.
you're just looking at the route very specifically,
Okay.
and then you're going to choose the sensors. And if you want to spend a charge, you can use the depth analyzer, which give you 2 dice. So it's a pretty good deal.
What do you think, Tame? Use a charge? We're gonna do this?
I say do it.
Yeah.
As your captain, I say do it.
All right. Affirmative. Let's use a charge.
And let me double check a couple things before I tell you how hard this is going to be. Because they're not particularly fast or particularly... Okay. So I say this is going to be 3. And you've already detected, yeah. Okay, cool. So you have to click on the depth analyzer if you want to spend the charge.
Okay.
There you go. So it spends 1 charge and it adds 2 dice to your pool.
All right.
And then click roll and spending close.
Ooh.
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 Wow.
Uh-oh.
Oh, look, I'm so
So-
sorry, everybody.
Ruh-roh. Oh,
Maybe
no.
We
can just,
partied a little too hard last night.
Wow. So I think this might be the first time I've ever played a game where they failed on every roll.
Wait.
For
There's
the
a
first half
partial.
an hour.
There's a partial on there. Give us credit.
Okay.
Well, it was
okay.
great playing Free Spacer. I'll see you all later. Have a nice day.
Okay. Excellent.
This was just warm up, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, this is the trial run.
Oh, yeah.
It's all good.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to keep that complication. So when in Free Spacer, when it's a -1 or something, I can either upgrade it or I can keep it to do upgrading later. So I'm going to keep that to upgrade later because I want to get into the stuff. I think it'd be cool to do that. Now I'm just razzing you guys right now. Anyways, so you do detect it, but it takes time. It takes a bunch of time. And so you realize that you're getting behind them. They're going to arrive a goodly amount of time before you. So unless the pilot can help you out. See, if you would have succeeded, I would have given them a positive tag on this. So in this case, I'm saying you found the track and I'm giving a negative tag on this to our pilot, who's just going to roll this like crazy. So this is going to be flying over, basically flying for that entire period of time. So it's the flight roll we're about to see is the flight that's going to last for a bit of time. So Willard, if that is your real name.
Yes, sir.
If you could please roll your piloting thing. So open the ship's sheet and press roll salvo for me.
You guys thought you rolled bad.
This is going to be the game for you. You're going to go out and buy a hard copy of this book because you're going to roll amazing, but only in this game. This is going to be amazing.
All right. I've got the ship open.
Yeah, so click roll salvo. Okay, choose Willard and choose pilot out of your skilled pull down.
I gotta find where to go.
Pilot is right in the middle somewhere because it's an operation skill.
Oh my gosh, am I blind?
You got the pull down open? It's right below perception, right above biosciences. It's the shortest one.
Selected for you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Sorry.
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 Thank you.
And you're going to be choosing Grav Drive.
Yeah, but I gotta find that too. Someone can.
So are you pushing on the pull down? Okay.
I thought I was.
Oh, you
but
did. There you go. Yeah.
Okay, so choose the Grav Drive from the tools that are highlighted here at the top, right next to the little orange arrow. There we go. And if you want to spend that last charge, you can choose the orbital injectors.
Oh, I kind of have to.
Mm.
No, I think.
We've got to catch them one way or the other.
I know.
Or this isn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
How do
you'll
I-
catch them one way. Just click the orbital injector right next to the arrow. Just click that.
Just click what?
Where it says orbital injector, there's four little orange arrows. The one that's
Oh God.
pointing at the orbital injector, click that. There you go. And the difficulty's still only 3 because they're not that fast.
Only.
And
Is that gonna charge?
click roll, please.
Oh geez.
And then spend and close. There we go. I think I just sold a book to Jen. Okay. So when you get a crit, you get a complete success, but you also get 1 charge. So I'll add it to the sheet there. There you go. You have 1 charge. You got back the charge you spent. And you fly fast. So whenever you fly, I do need to know which direction the ship faces. And the reason that matters is because of the ship configuration. Now, at a complete success, you're going to arrive, because we were so far behind, you will arrive just before, like a couple hours ahead. And as you pass by them, did you want to face anything towards them? Like we were talking about sensor sweeps or anything, or do you want to avoid them entirely? What does this route look
That's a
like?
good question.
What does this cool orbital thing look like? Are we facing them this way as we come right through them? Or are we going around them of distance so they can't possibly even see you? Because there's a lot of different orbits we can take here.
So Captain, I think we might want to go all the way around them so that they can't see us.
I would agree. I would be inclined to agree with you.
Excellent.
We're going around.
So I would suggest you probably want to be approaching sensors first to wherever they're going. So you know their general line and you're pretty sure where it might end, but unless you detect it, you might fly right past it, right?
Right.
So I'll suggest that, and we'll just keep flying through. So I think we see a day of flight. Willard would probably be on deck quite a bit. Perhaps Chaplin as well. Stealth has kind of failed already, so I suspect the doctor isn't really doing too much there. What does everyone else do during this day of kind of tense flight?
So whenever there's tense flight or any tense moments, Rivika is always doing wing push-ups in order to keep herself nice and limber for whenever she has to go do some stealth op stuff.
Okay, do you do these in, like, say, I don't know, increase the cargo bay's gravity and like fly heavy hard and the deep heavy gravity in the cargo bay, or are you trying to do practice 0G kind of weird push-ups, or is this
0G
just...
push-ups for sure.
Excellent. So you're just whipping around this cargo bay, perhaps high speeds and up and downs. I think that sounds super fun. What about the doctor? What are you doing, doctor?
Well, the doctor is mostly just running calculations and spritzing their plant that they have beside them. Like they have this little like succulent plant that they're trying to keep alive. It's not really working because they're not really good at it, but
oh no,
they're trying their best, like she's trying her best.
That
But she-
worries me about your hydroponics bay, that it is your job to
I
maintain
know.
as well.
I know. I don't know why she got saddled with it, but she's
You're the
taking care of.
bioscientist.
Yeah. Am I actually a bioscientist? Oh, I am. Oh no.
We're just
It
all
doesn't
so
mean
much
you
worse.
passed.
See, here's the thing. Growing food is easy. Taking care of plants is hard. Like succulents or like anything that is a little fidgety when it grows. But like growing, vegetables, fruit.
So
easy.
so maybe most of your bay, partially due to some of the appetites of, say, your Otoli friend and such, is more growing like cloned meat and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, Ren is a carnivore, so it's a lot of meat consumption to begin with.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So we see you kind of buzzing around doing that, maybe hitting the medical bay and the maybe heading up to hydroponics once or twice. And we'll get into Willard in the end. But Chaplain, are you doing anything particular during this time? You're the ship's programmer and sensor analyst.
Yeah, so I'm on deck, like just to be there, just Johnny on the spot.
Okay.
And not really, like I'm kind of just kicking back in my seat and playing with one of those cup balls. Like I'm just really fascinated, I've decided, with ancient toys. You know, where you
Cool.
like try and get the ball into the cup. And just waiting for when the pilot needs me, or when some alert goes off that says you need to do some programming now.
Yeah, so speaking of that, you do get a pop-up part of the way through this, probably during an orbit when the port side of the vessel kind of flips backwards a little bit. You think you could maybe see something. So I would like you to make a roll on the sensors, please.
All right. Which character sheet? Ships?
You're going to use
I'm
the
using
ships.
the ship sensors, right?
Yeah, we'll be using the ship a lot until we land somewhere. But
All right.
until then, it's just there's no computers on there. Your computers are all on you. You're like networked with the computer, right?
And so I'm looking for something, so I'm using survey or analysis?
You are using alertness.
Alertness. Oh, brand new. Okay.
And then, of course, you click the sensors.
Yes.
And you could use the survey sensors if you want. Otherwise, you don't have to.
I think I want to, just in case someone's sneaking up on us. Like, we don't need any rascals getting in here while we're in this tense travel time.
Yeah, that would be bad.
All right. So I'm going to roll.
Give me 1 second. Let me.
Oh, sorry. Do you want me to start again?
No, that's okay.
Okay.
I think that works. And you get to put that charge back on the ship. So if you want to click, or you can click up or just click on the overcharge, and we'll automatically make it go up. On the ship. Just on the reactor, you can click the overcharge button or the charge, and it will go up, increment your charge by 1.
Great.
There you go. Okay, so you're there, and you're like, huh? And you move around a couple of the dials, calibrating your sensors, and there's a small craft heading along a similar path that the shuttles were taking, following them in. They're a few hours behind you.
Huh.
A few hours behind the shuttles, because they probably launched from either the station. Actually, from this point of view, you're pretty sure they launched from the station and are following the same path. It will take them a day to get from where they were to where you're going, but they're a few hours behind at this point. But they're moving pretty quick.
All right.
From your detection, they look like it's some sort of response craft. It's got a similar color and setup. It's a kind of a compact white and red vessel, as far as you can tell. I mean, you don't get a lot of opticals on it. You mostly just shape. but you know what the other ones look like and has the same sort of design, same sort of compact, efficient design. You're pretty sure when you see it, it will look the same. You kind of have a false color thing, so you can detect like the paint style and design basically based on its space-time imprint. It's pretty cool.
Do we know any of that? Do we recognize anything from the design?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the 35th Fleet ships. They all have red on them in some way, and you've seen these designs before. Actually, when you went past the station, there was one basically in a obvious ready station. So like, imagine you have a docking bay, but nobody's allowed to fly anywhere near it, so that if they ever want to go, they just go without having to ask permission and deal with all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
And so the whole area was cordoned off and everything as you went past the station on your salvage mission that you're not really on.
All right. And a response ship, does that mean it's going out, like it's responding to a distress
It's
call?
probably responding to the call that was sent by the shuttles.
Okay.
So they're the reinforcements, but you detected them because you got mad skills finally.
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 Look, I believed the whole time, and it paid off. Like, confidence is key. So
It
I
is.
want to I guess I should alert the captain that we've got someone on our tail.
Well, technically on the tail of the shuttles, because you're like over here. You're above them and a ways in a concurrent orbit that you're gonna still come in before them, but
Oh,
they're in
okay.
a different orbit. Yeah. They're in a very similar orbit to the shuttles, which is probably why Yorick like auto detected them, kind of thing.
Right.
So little skull kind of goes away, and that it popped up when your systems thought they saw something.
All right.
Okay, so where are you, Captain, when you get this call from Chaplain?
Oh, I am probably heading back to go check on them from my athletic adventure down in the zero gravity bay.
Okay, excellent. So you're heading up there, probably flying more than you should in these small, like, hallways. And I think we concentrate on we come in on the very heavily concentrating Willard. So what do you look like flying and recalculating these vectors and ensuring that none of the debris, because there's a lot of debris. You're basically flying through a debris field. So what does your character look like anyways? It's a human, whatever that is.
Yeah. Willard's, not a real tall male, human, I guess medium build.
Are you wearing the black jumpsuit or gray jumpsuit that seems to be common?
Actually, I kind of like the leather jacket look.
Okay. Classic and historical.
It never goes away.
Excellent.
Pretty calm and cool while I'm managing the flight pattern. So not really, I'm not, you can't let them see you sweat, right?
Nope, you can't like that indeed.
Not yet anyway. It's too early. So yeah, just calm and cool, just flying. Every now and then I might kind of check out the game that is being played and maybe make tick marks every time you catch the ball. And got another one.
Yeah, so you probably have like a little like holographic check mark,
right?
Like app you've created to
We
mark
like the ancient things in here. The
right?
Cup, the leather jacket, like we're a classic crew,
Very. So as you come up to the cockpit or up into the bridge, Captain, you see this, kind of going on, and Chaplain is waiting to give you a report.
Oh,
I see you all are
finally,
playing with
yeah.
those toys again.
Yeah. It's just a really good way to kill time, you know.
Got up to 11 in a row.
Oh,
Exactly.
congrats.
You gotta keep trying to bust that record. It's fascinating. It's fascinating. You know, one day I'm gonna have one in each of my 6 hands and get them all in. That's what I'm aiming for. Still on one. But anyway,
I look forward to it.
I'm glad you made it up here. We've spotted some shuttles that are a couple of hours behind us, and they're going the same route as the ship we saw earlier. So you should definitely know about that. Their response. So I don't know if that alert that was sent out was a cry for help because they thought they were being chased by us, maybe, or something else, something worse. I don't know. What do we like? I'm really curious about this. What's going on?
So, as far as all of us know, they are just following behind, you said, the rest of the initial flight crew, like just added on, right?
So what you're following is a squadron of shuttles, and and this new vessel, which is behind you, so you're kind of in between them, except you're not on the same course, is following their course, and it is a single small craft. So your Corvette, which is like a 3,000-ton vessel, the vessel that's following is a 1,000-ton. It's a smaller vessel, and the group ahead of you is a squadron of shuttles, which basically makes it slightly greater than the one who's following, but together it would be a little more difficult for you to deal with. You would suspect that this vessel is like their quick response vessel. So like if they get a distress call or there's any problems, they would rush off to go wherever. And because they would keep other vessels like, around the incoming positions at the core or around the outgoing positions at the rim, like those would all be stationed there all the time. But this vessel just kind of covers in between whenever there's a call.
Do any of the vessels in the main fleet, would we be able to figure out if any of them look a little bit more ratty than any of the others to maybe create a problem that it would have to go deal with?
They would probably, like, the main fleet is quite far from you at this point. So if you look at the new sheet I put up, you are probably somewhere around this vicinity by now, about half day, and you know that the position that you're going for is probably in the interior, probably around new right here is probably where they're going, to this location here. Unless the route keeps going, then it could be like over here, but there's no asteroids there. Or perhaps if they're taking a strange route, it could be here, or maybe in Mu. But your best guess for Chaplain gave you was New, so that's where you're scanning right now. Exactly where in it is the hard part, because it's a huge asteroid field in there.
Sorry, Christoph, you were showing us the map, but it looks like the Rosencrantz is still.
That's you.
Is that me?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was saying that it looked like the character sheet was still up on the stream. So.
Oh, that's fine.
I don't think anyone saw you show in space where we're going.
No worries. So they basically, what we're talking about is you're moving through a asteroid field, which is in 2 rings that go around a planet called Medicia, which is a big brown gas giant, very boring. It would be at all interesting if it wasn't a location of a massive debris field from the War of 1,000 Ships, or the Battle of 1,000 Ships. Okay, so they're behind you and they're ahead of you. So it means whatever you're going to do, you probably want to do it quickly once you get to wherever you're going. And you're going to arrive, what we said, like a couple hours before this other group now. So you're going to arrive, then another group's going to arrive, and a while later, another group's going to arrive.
Okay. I guess I would turn to Willard and just inquire if they think we can continue to land and stay hidden, and if not, then we may have to think about a different route to go forward.
Our stealth is still up, right?
You kind of fail against them. You could try to stealth again once it matters, once you get there. To them again once the situation's changed. But they aren't really looking for you. They're just trying to get there really quick right now. Arriving, you don't know exactly where you're going to land, if there's landing happening at all. Because you don't know where this is. So once you get there, you're probably going to have to scan. So you're probably going to be readying the vessel and pointing everything and trying to fly to help your sensors officer. That's probably what you'd want to do.
Right. So that would be the ships. Oh, that means I have to find everything again.
No worries. So I think we probably fast forward to then,
right?
And we see you come in, and you've gotten to a part of like the debris field is less just kind of open space, and there's a concentration building up here. I think we would see probably on Chaplin's, one of Chaplin's many holographic screens, you would see the location of the other two ships, or the predicted location of them, and the upcoming area as the port side of the ship is being pointed that direction. So I would like Willard to make a roll using the ship sheet to, I think, do you want to help the sensor officer?
Definitely.
By flying to aid them in their sensors action? Okay, so you'll need to roll the salvo. So click roll salvo.
On the ship, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, Willard.
And then there's a pull down list here. So you just click the little arrow next to select skill, and you pull down and you find pilot. There you go. And then you're going to choose grav drive the same way from the set. There we go. Excellent. And then it again is the orbital injector. So click grav drive. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. And then if you want to spend charge, you can spend it. Or because you're just trying to make a tag, you could save it, hoping that if you succeed, you're going to put a good tag in anyways, and then Chaplain can use the charge.
Right.
So it's kind of up to you, because you only get one die for this. So you can turn that off or you can leave it on. What do you think? You don't have to do it, is what I'm trying to say. You don't have to.
We'll just, I guess we can just try it.
Okay. So what you're doing is a support roll. So you're going to be adding a tag to the environment or to your actions. So the difficulty of this flying in such a way, this is a pretty simple thing. I'm going to make it 2 because you're just trying to ensure that you point the sensor units in the general directions that they need to be and be at the right ranges at the right times.
Okay.
So I'm going to make that a 2 threat. So click roll and then spend and close. Okay. So what we get here is you get a tag and you rolled 6v2, but you only managed to get 2 successes, and then you drop down to 1. So what we get is a one-time use. Only by this action, for one sensor action, you get it. Otherwise, you would have had like this perfect route that you could rotate on as much as you want. And anytime you entered that area again to do kind of a search of this area, you could have been able to use it. So it's pretty good for you. You're going to get on this task, Chaplain. So Chaplain, it's your job. You're looking for a ship that's been lost forever. It's somewhere perhaps in this field of debris. And so you are going to use the Rosencrantz to do so as well. So click the roll salvo. And
right, let's do this.
Yeah. And so you're going to be using perception and sensor analysis.
You got
And
this.
then you don't have any charge to spend,
All right.
but you get the tag from Willard. And this is pretty hard. This is a difficult task.
Look, it's hard. It's hard. It's been missing for a really long time, but
You got this.
can just taste that bounty.
We
Yeah.
can do it.
Roll
The
yet.
thing. Everyone's
give me
gonna
half
know your
second.
name.
Okay. Yeah, we'll be famous.
This is a 6 difficulty.
Oh,
Look, I've got one arm for every difficulty. It's okay. We can do it. I should technically get 6 dice for my 6
Mhm.
hands.
Yeah,
But,
probably. I'll talk to the designer about that. Okay, click roll
Here you have an in. Oh yeah.
and succeed
Yeah.
anyways. So then,
We did it, crew. We did it, crew.
okay, so you charge the reactor and you detect one of the large asteroids. There's something odd about it. So as you search it with the sensors, you're like, okay, this asteroid, what? It's shaped a little bit funny, and it's a different weight than it should be for what it's supposedly made out of. The shape is a particular way, and then you detect what is the telltale signs of drilling. There's these holes that have been drilled into the asteroid at several points. And at the inside of those, as you're probing with your sensors, it's flat and it's obviously metal by the way that the weight and the way it's detected. So you found it, and you find it quite quickly. On top of that, my thing is acting really funny. Come on, let me switch. Okay. So that is there. You found the Doncaster, and if my Roll20 will be nice to me, there we go. It is in the new region of Zoni Alpha, which is the name of the ring that we're talking about. So as you're coming in, you see this. There is no way to get aboard the ship that you can tell. And you suspect what happened from your sensor readings is that they showed up, they found it, did some drilling, and then went back to report / get ways of getting inside this massive asteroid. So I think we would cut back from this scan. You see the scan up on the screen. As we pull away from the screen, we all see you in the back of the bridge. There's like a table with like holographic screens above it that everyone can see. And it has that blowing up really big. And you're all trying to figure out where and what to do and how to get aboard this vessel. So you see this vessel's been encased in debris, in stuff. So it's basically inside an asteroid.
Okay.
All right, good stuff. Good stuff, crew. I just think like we should all do some fist pumps because we're really hype about finding this ship.
You always win
Does
the fish.
the
pumps. You have
Rosencrantz-
too many fists.
No rock, paper, scissors with you.
Can't do
But,
them all.
The Rosencrantz doesn't have a small vessel we would be able to take from it, does it?
It does.
It does.
Ooh.
Okay.
It has a shuttle. So free spacer vessels and such are super configurable. Like if people board your ship and you're pretending not to be a free spacer and they walk into any of your areas, they'll see all these hyperdiamond anchors, but they won't be kind of compressed and put together and hidden away to save space because you have a room so you can upgrade it to like level 5. you have place for all of it. So it's one of the things whenever you get searched, you kind of have to like play a little bit of fast move on talking to people to make sure they don't notice that if you're trying to pretend you're not who you are, or at least a free spacer of some sort. But your shuttle's similar. It has a tug that takes two things. It also has a trailers that connect to it, which make it interchangeable. So each, we'll open the ship sheet here. You'll see your launch bay has a tug and it's got certain stats. And then you have a printer that prints out different ship trailers, and you can print out different amounts of armor for your tug as well. The costs are all listed there in little numbers. So yes, you totally have it. I'm sure you guys call it the Guildenstern, but it is all ready to go whenever you want to use it, if you want to use that.
And how many of us can fit on it?
Without a trailer, 2. Only usually the pilot and the shield operator fit in the tug. But with most trailers include extra space for people to sit. So like the transport trailer, that's all it really does. The flight one has room for 4, I believe, that sort of thing. Yeah, the only one that would probably give you direct access easily through one of these holes, because they're pretty small, would maybe be the boarding trailer. If you printed one of those, you could go right down in the hole. But then you'd be leaving, you probably have to leave your, you'd want to end up leaving your tug there and that sort of thing. There's also, you could try to clear out the asteroid in some way too, around a particular area.
Try to shoot it.
That would not
You
be
always
enough.
want to shoot it. You always want to shoot it.
That is all Rita
Can it be
cares about.
shot?
Can it be shot? Can I punch it? Can I shoot it?
That might, well, perhaps if you found one of the holes that were in the right area, I think, well, we already did a perception analysis to find it. You have the general shape of the ship. So you kind of know what the general sections are and where they are in the asteroid. Let me look at this if I should show it to you yet. Yeah, sure. Perhaps, yeah, you found this too. Why not? Let's just do that. That's fun. Okay, so at the inside of your scan, you can see the general shape of the ship and what each section probably is and its general condition. So you know that the ship is, there's a utility section, which is the COC, command and control. There's a cargo section, which you believe has docking bays in it. There is one hole near there. It would take quite a bit of blasting to get your ship through, but you might be able to get the shuttle all the way in. Maybe. You'd have to blast through the ship too. It's a capital ship, so blasting through its hull would take a lot of work. If you could get the doors open, you could actually fly your ship inside. It has a docking bay inside it. You could maybe try to do a similar thing if you wanted to come from the back of the ship as well, because the engine housing looks like it's very wrecked. But there's quite a bit of rock in there, and there's at least one drill into there. And there's, because it looks like there's a lot of pocketing in that area, there might be able to find some caves through there too. The shuttle might fit through.
And that's the
that.
drive?
The drive section.
Yeah. Okay. Because my thinking, and she says this as out loud, she says, my thinking here is we'd want to cloak the Rosencrantz and then take a tug and try to get into the asteroid and then see what we can recover from there after blasting our way in.
That's a good plan.
That's her thought process.
Ace plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why you're the captain.
Okay.
Shooting
so
things
with
work
that,
sometimes.
so with that plan, are you trying to go through the kind of caves and kind of hollow areas that lead into the drive area, or do you want to try to somehow blast open a big enough door to get in through the like shuttle docking bays or something?
I think we'd probably want to do this stealthily as much as possible, even though this isn't necessarily a stealthy thing to be doing. But I think taking the easier route may be slightly better just to try to keep as much asteroid debris from flying out as possible.
So you're going in through the drive? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, so let's open the ship again. I'm trying to think if we want to do that first. Yeah, let's I think what we see is everyone getting ready. You go into the ready room and you're gonna put on your EVA suits, and then you're gonna go down to the shuttle and you're gonna print your trailers. But while you're doing this, the doctor, you asked to stealth the vessel. So I'm going to stealth it based on the ships that are coming in. And so yeah, let's roll up against that.
Can I ask you a question? And this may be impossible. Is there a way to expand that stealth where they can't find the wreck? The Doncaster? That would probably make the threat really high. So, maybe we don't want to do that, but.
So the problem with that is that you would basically need to expand your shields around it. And it is really big. Now, Corvettes this size were used to do things like tug capital ships and aid them in folding space. There's quite a few like capital ships like for cargo or for would have them folding space, which would be basically using your fold inducer with the ships around it. So it is possible, but because the vessels coming in have good sensors, and expanding it around this large of an area would mean expanding the zone quite large. It would increase the difficulty quite a bit, probably by like 3.
So we can fake an emergency. What if we send out a message? Don't come near here. It's toxic. I don't know.
We dumped our toxic waste.
Yeah, I mean, you could send a comms message if you wanted to the shuttles, but you'd have to wait till their tachyons were on or until they're close enough.
Oh, that's true.
Oh no, they'll see that we haven't dropped a single thing.
Yeah. Here's another thought is, since we got there a little early, would it be possible for us to maybe even move slightly away to make the stealth a little easier so our vessel isn't found as easily, at least the Rosencrantz?
Yeah. It will take you a bit of time to get into the shuttles. So if you do that, you might arrive around the same time as whatever they're doing, depending on how far you want to go away. But if you want to get a +1 or something, you could move the ship away from where they're probably going to go. That's not a problem. And it would just take you a little bit longer. So I'll just note on my clocks it's a little bit longer. Cool.
What does everyone think about that? Do we want to move the ship, or should we just leave it?
Because you just mean so it's not landed on the capital ship and totally obvious, right?
Right.
We should probably move it.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards moving, I think.
Because we don't know how good they are at sensing this. They might just think it's an asteroid and whiz past.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll find us for sure.
They know where it is because they're the ones who made the drilling. So you know that.
Oh.
Also, they want the whole ship. Well, you guys just want something off the ship. That's the thing the 35th Fleet adding a capital ship to their fleet would be a big deal. Their biggest ship in this particular task force is a frigate. And in their home fleet, they have, I think, 2 or 3 capital ships. So this would be adding a 4th to the entire fleet. It would be a massive deal for them. This is what they're here for.
Let's move the ship. Let's hold off on all of the shooting of other ships as long as possible. I know that this is your thing. We can totally shoot the rocks, but let's avoid alien to person to reptile conflict.
Agreed.
We can shoot the ship some other time.
Right.
If we have to, we have to. But let's not encourage it.
Right.
Yeah.
We're right. And we're ultimately trying to get to that tactical weapons part of the ship, correct? Because we're trying to find some amount of technology, or just any part of the ship where we find technology.
It's supposed to be biotech, so it should be in the biomanufacturing section.
Okay.
So the going through the dry section is pretty quick. It's probably about the same no matter which direction you went, unless you tried to go through the COC, which is probably a bad idea. Okay, so if you want to move the ship, are you trying to hide it like on the bottom of an asteroid or something so that it's easier to do the stealth? Is that what you mean by move the ship?
Depends, I think, on how much time it would take to do that. Because
There's lots of little asteroids around, and flying over there and doing that's easy. It's just when just moving the ship away is already going to make your trip slightly longer. But you should still be inside the ship by the time they arrive, unless you run into a lot of problems on the way, which I'm sure you won't. I'm sure it'll be all fine. It's a cakewalk.
I think I can. Willard thinks he can. I can definitely park it on the bottom of a asteroid.
Okay.
Easy, no problem.
Trust your judgment, Willard.
Let's get this tag going. So last time we saw how that went, and we'll try it again. So open the ship sheet and click the rule salvo button again. We do a lot of this in this game.
Will it.
Okay, and you're choosing pilot.
This could be really bad.
And you're choosing, let me double check. It's still grav drive because you're driving the ship. You'll be using pulse drive a lot for the rest of the game once you're about to get on the tug. Okay, so grav drive is the tool. So click the grav drive tool. There you go. And you probably don't necessarily want to spend a charge like you kind of learned last time.
Yeah.
And just to do this is not that hard, but you're trying to do something kind of clever. So I'm just going to make it a standard thread of 3 and click roll and then spend and close, please.
Ooh.
Awesome. You are all over there.
It wasn't a complete failure. It says complications.
Yes,
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
Willard, I feel like I can take that toy from you. I feel like it distracts your piloting.
I'll close the my counter.
and you sound like a very efficient captain. So we're looking at a little shot where Yorick pops up and shows you efficiency ratings for the crew that you've been tracking and having Yorick help you track. And now that you mention it, it is a little bit lower whenever Chaplain is playing with their ball and stick. Willard's taking time.
Sorry.
I feel like this is a talk we need to have later when we're not in a time crunch, guys.
Have you heard of the Rubik's Cube?
Ooh, what are those?
I
Wait,
don't
not
want to
now.
talk about it.
Unfortunately, all knowledge of the 80s has been wiped from history. It was a terrible deletion on the internet for some reason.
What is
At least
this
delete the 90s
Tamagotchi
and
we
low
hear
rise
of?
jeans.
It was a hacker known as Good Taste, spelled with numbers and stuff. I don't know. Anyways, so chat, we need the doctor to roll the stealth for me here. So
Okay,
please play
here we
roll
go.
salvo.
Roll better.
We're stealthing on the ship.
Yes, indeed. And you're going to be using field dynamics and the holography.
Here we go.
You got this.
And you can use you're using shields, and a holo projector would give you 2 dice if you want to use that. You do have 1 charge for that.
I do.
Okay, and so the difficulty is 5, but it's 6 because the parking job is terrible. But you do get an advantage for the distance from where they're going to be looking.
Okay, well,
So
let's.
there you go.
Here we go.
Yay!
Yeah.
Look at all those beautiful
Ginger!
orange dice.
Ginger,
And
you
I'll
did
add
it!
the charge to the
You
ship for
did
you.
it!
Okay.
Jason.
So you're pretty sure the ship is hidden, despite the fact that it's on the flat end and pointing the wrong direction. It's completely invisible. And
Throw 'em off.
we're all good. Okay. So I think you come in and everybody's already in as Willard, and Willard's already gone in. We follow the doctor into the ready room, and the ready room isn't the thing from Star Trek where they sit around a table for some reason. The ready room is two benches facing each other, and there are EVA suits mounted in there. This is where you store your EVA suits. There's also these printers that will print armor and place them directly onto your EVA suits. Now, everyone else has already started doing printing and getting their EVA suits ready, and we just follow the doctor into doing that. So if we can look at your character sheets, I'll walk you through one of these. We can open whoever's they wish. So on your sheet next to the crew kit stuff, there's someone called EVA suit. And we're going to put some armor on it because that's just smart to do. Now, every armor we spend is going to cost one supply. So everybody just needs to see how many armors they have to put on. So you can only put them on if you have the little hexagon is black. If it's a white hole, like Rivika, your middle life support gel, you can only put one on there because that area, you haven't upgraded that part of your suit yet. So what the suit is like a hardback suit, and it's filled with a biomimetic gel that surrounds your body, provides additional life support, and gives you particular types of armor. So your ship suit, which is your black suit that you're probably wearing underneath your cool leather jacket or whatever, it can get any type of armor. So if you click on the little pull downs, you'll see pathogen, plasma, radiation, pressure, caustics, and combat. If you click on the other ones, you'll only see 3 out of those. So life support gel can take pathogen, plasma, and radiation, while the outer shell can take pressure, caustics, and combat. So combat tends to be running into things, getting shot with a missile, any of that sort of stuff, impact, kinetics, energy. Caustics is things like acid or bases or something like that. Pressure tends to be high pressure areas because the suit's already designed to be in the void. So that's not really a big deal. So probably for a mission like this, you'll want a supportive combat armor on many of these slots. You could also, perhaps because you're dealing with, you're going to a biosciences thing, pathogens might be good. Plasma might be good if you think you might start a fire. Or radiation, maybe. Most of the engines, the 0-point tech doesn't create a lot unless it's really badly calibrated or something. It can produce radiation. So I would put full set of print a full set of armor for your EVA suit, and I can help whoever needs help. And then we'll figure out how much we spent. So if everybody just counts that up, we'll just count that off on the ship.
So we don't have to fill those in. It's recommended pretty much, right?
Yes, by the Free Spacer How to Be in Space special handbook, it says, going outside the ship without armor on is a good way to die, and rebirth is fun, but expensive.
And painful.
Yes, very painful. Some people say that the period of time in the cocoon is all pain. Others say it's a lot like birth, so only partly pain. No, it's probably a good idea to fill those. I mean, you're just spending some supply. If you don't use it, it's still there forever, and you can unprint it and put it back into the cartridge and get the supply back.
So just to be sure, we're clicking the little shield icon to the right at the drop down?
No, that says it's damaged. You need to pull the drop down and decide what type of armor it is.
Got it.
So like, I'll try one for you right here. So you can see that's combat for your VA suit. And then your outers, you only have 3 levels, so you just need to choose 3. And then we need to remember that you have 3. So I'll start making notes here. So 3 for the doctor. And concentrating multiple combats is fine. If you want to have multiple combats, it's not a bad idea because you are likely to get in combat. Ooh, Willard has a lot of armor, very armored.
Is that bad?
Nope, that's great.
Are you leaving?
I don't like pain.
No, don't jump. Don't jump. Please don't jump off the chair. Okay, here we go.
Oh, I didn't even realize it was. No, okay.
Okay, I think I did that right. So if I did combat for ship suit and then plasma for life support gel and then one combat in the outer shell, but if I have it filled in, do I have to fill in both outer shells? Or
No,
I
but
just
you
can't?
can, and it
Okay.
would be a good idea. I mean, having more health conditions is always fun.
Okay.
So you've got a total of 4 as well.
Let's see.
So once you have them filled in, then what? I'm sorry.
Then you have armor on your suit, and
Okay.
we can move to printing your trailer on the ship and spending your supply, and then head off to the away mission we're about to start.
I think I did it right. Could you check mine?
I
Yeah.
will check it.
Stuff? Okay.
Rivika, you look fine now.
Check mine.
Doctor, you look great. Willard, great. I see you jumped around quite a bit. Pressure probably won't come into much effect here, so it might not be your best choice. Okay, and Chaplain, perfect. Chaplain has a very distinct idea of what's going on.
Oh, good.
There's going to be fires, and there's going to be diseases, and people are going to shoot me. Duh!
Sounds right.
But none of it's going to be my fault, okay?
Okay, so
my.
I'm getting, Willard has 5, is spending 5.
Sorry.
And the doctor, I think, is spending 3, and the other 2 are spending 4, right?
That
Yep.
sounds right.
So that's a total of 16, if I'm mathing right. And so where this is tracked is in the supply on your ship. So if you scroll down below your ship configuration, we'll be minusing 16 from 40, which is a number of some sort, which is 24,
24?
I believe.
Mhm.
Okay, so you will, if you don't, and you notice the total updates. It's fun. Anyways, okay. And now we're going to set up the ship, or the Guildenstern, the tug.
The little baby
So-
ship.
So, what sort of trailer do you want? Do you just want to go cheap and just bring the transport? Are you looking to get weapons on board it? Are you looking to be able to smash through things and board, or go invisible? So you need with a boarding one. So the whole list there.
Which one would we know is best for this plan of breaking rocks and getting in? It sounds like boarding probably would kind of
Boarding
fit that,
wouldn't be bad. If you do that one and there's anything you need to blast, you'll probably have to like exit the vessel and shoot it with your hand weapons, which is perfectly fine. It's the same level of gear anyways. But you would be able to smash it through the last area and exit via a proper airlock. Well, it's the only one that has that sort of functionality. So
That's probably not the worst idea, just in case anyone shows up, especially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Are you-
agree.
We can exit properly.
yeah, and you'll have a holo projector, which means you can stealth the vessel as well.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
if we've already like blasted everything open, then it means that they would definitely be coming behind us, unless they do some other way to get in.
Okay, so we're spending 12 on that. So you have a boarding trailer being printed. Now, do you want to spend any on the armor? You could get 3 slots of armor on the tug if you wished, and it would cost you 6.
I feel like armor on it's not a terrible idea either, considering I have a feeling we may get shot at.
Okay.
A strong, strong feeling.
Just a bird feeling.
There you go. So you're a little low on supply now. You got enough to probably heal you guys up a little bit and stuff if you have to, but you have a very well set up tug. Excellent. Okay, so we see the printer being printed out. It's actually printed out into space, and then Willard and the doctor load into the tug, and everyone else climbs into the trailer, and we see Willard fly out, dock with the trailer, and pull it away from the ship as they exit this launch bay. Okay, so I think we see a shot where you're moving through and heading for the one end of the asteroid towards the towards the drive section, which just looks like a pile of rocks from here. It just looks like a kind of busted end of the asteroid. And we see you approach there, and we need to find a good way in. So while technically anyone can do this, I tend to ask the person whose station it is. So Chaplain, you would be using your personal systems at this point to scan the end of the asteroid to look for caves that should lead inside somewhere appropriate. So if you want to do that.
This is on my own character sheet.
Yeah, so you're using your personal sensors because we're basically now at a way scale and you're far from the ship.
Great. All right.
And you're not manning the shuttle. The other two are. So they'll still be using the other sheet for those activities. So you'll be doing perception and analysis, I think.
Great.
And your scanner. And you don't have any pips in depth analyzer, unfortunately.
No. So I guess it is like that.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna say that's hard. So it's 4 difficulty. We could ask the pilot to fly in a very specific way to help you out here if you want.
Well, I was about to ask if there was something I could do to.
Oh yeah, Willard, if you could help me out, that would be awesome.
Sure.
That would be great.
So on the Rosencrantz sheet, you're still going to click on there because that's where the shuttle's stored. So click roll salvo there, Willard, before we'll just leave the other sheet open and running, doing what it's doing.
Okay.
And you're choosing pilot and pulse drive this time.
So that's what to ask.
And then for tools, you're going to click on launch bay because you're using the tug. So it's right below the choose tool thing. There we go. And you are using, let me see, you don't get any bonuses from that. So you're going to click on the tug. There you go. And then select system.
I don't have anything there.
So you have a little down arrow on the select system and choose pulse drive. And then click on the orbital. Click on the atmospheric thrusters if you want to spend a charge on this.
Oh, but
that's good. You get 2 instead of 1.
Right. I didn't know if it would be worth charging.
Oh, you don't have to if you don't want to. You have 3 charge on the tug.
Right. It's not. This doesn't seem like it would be that difficult, would it?
No, the threat's going to be 3. So if you don't want to, you don't have to. Just unclick it. There you go. Okay, so
I trust myself.
Awesome. Glad someone does.
We took the toy away. Hopefully it helps.
We're in focus
There you go.
mode.
Spend and close, please.
Oh, sorry.
Both of us?
Nope.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so Willard. Oh, do we have both rolls here? You didn't get your advantage. That's fine. So we'll just have you roll 1 more die. But first, critical. So the tug is now overcharged. So we haven't had overcharge before. When the little X is orange, it means it can't take any more charge. So anytime you use the tug for anything, you have to spend it.
Okay.
Even if it isn't something you have dice in. So you might have to do spend 2 to get like 1 die, which is a rule I haven't introduced you to yet, but we'll talk about it when it comes up. Also, our sensor analyst is doing a really good job. Could you please roll a die 10? So just go /R 1d10, please.
On, like, how do I just get a D10? Oh, just like,
There's
where
a
am
couple
I?
ways
In the chat.
in the chat. Yeah.
/R
And then
1d10.
space 1d10.
Yep.
Okay. It didn't help. Okay. You flew great, but it just didn't help out. But you know the best place to fly along, the tag of like that route that you plotted is a great place to plot if you ever need to figure out another way to get in, or maybe to on the way out block the way in you took or whatever. You'll have a perfect route to do that, and I would mark it on a map if I had a map of that, and I will probably write it down in a second. Okay, so what Chaplain detects, having done a complete hit, so you also get a charge, by the way, on your on your personal sheet, so you're in overcharge as well.
So
if you
put that up to 4?
Just click the, yeah. Either way, it will do the little X thing for you.
Great. I don't know if I did that right. Under reactor?
There you go. It's happened. You just have to click away.
I had to click away, yeah.
Yeah. It's a kind of a web form that way. So when you have to click away before most things happen.
Awesome.
Cool. So that means anytime you do anything using your tools, you're going to have to spend charge next time. Which means, because it's overcharged, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, so you detect a route that looks like it leads all the way inside and through the interior of the drive system, and probably will allow you to get very close to the next section of the capital ship, like right to the tactical section. You just have to route all the way through. And it's pretty good. There might be a couple hinks along the way, but you're pretty sure it's the best route. And you can just flick that to the pilot right now if you wish. That's what I call the sending info between players thing.
I do want to do that. I want to just flick it over.
So you get this route popped up, and the route looks pretty clear. There's a couple points you're not so sure about. Do you head in?
Yeah. Oh, so Captain got a great route, ready to go. And I'll start. You may want to put your tables in the upright position. Put your seatbelts on just in case.
Awesome. So what we see is you two are sitting in the front of the tug, and the tug is moving through this section. Everything's more sensitive now. Come on, roll 20. Please cooperate. Okay. Later. Okay, so your shuttle. You are now in the drive section. So we see you flying along, and it's this weaving route, and it's pretty tight. But fortunately, the boarding section trailer is quite short, so it gives you a lot of options. Right behind you in the trailer sits the other 2 members of the crew, pretty much in front of an airlock. And behind that airlock, there's a big jagged piece that can be jammed through hulls and such. As you head through here, and it takes quite a while. And we see you flying through, and you arrive at a section where it's very tight. It's there's a large rock that sticks down, and it looks like it's a little too tight for the ship. You could try to jam the ship through there. You could get someone to go out and clear it, like shoot it, or try to cut it away or try to like tractor beam and pull it off. There's a lot of ways to get through this, but you have a choice to make.
Our pathway is obstructed. I think best way might be using the tractor bay, but or we could have some fun shooting, but I don't know if it would damage anything else. Captain.
As much as I do love shooting, for now, if we haven't necessarily been detected, I think tractor bay could work.
Okay, so all of these processes would be using your pulse projection skills and your multi-tool. So one of you probably has tractor lifter at a decent level on their tools, and one of you might be good at tractor mechanics on your pulse projection. So who wants to climb out of the ship, out through the airlock at the back, and try to remove this obstruction?
You said
Is
this one was going to
everyone-
be tractor lifter?
If you want to do that, you could also go screw it and use shooting.
Damage.
You could actually climb out there and try to use try to like cut it or something, which might be like a geosciences roll or something like that. It's there's a lot of options. How do you guys want to do this, and who wants to do it?
What's a damage boost? Is it like shooting it?
After you roll, if you shoot something, you can add that to do additional damage, and each one of those little triangles represents the base damage of the weapon again. So if you have 2, it's on your tractor, on your multi-tool, you would get +4 if you spend a charge on that.
So I guess, are any of us actually good at tractor lifting? Because if we're not, then we may want to go back to the shooting plan.
I mean, I've got a 2 multi-tool, but I have no tractor lifting.
Is it tractor mechanics? Is that what
Tractor mechanics is the skill, and
Okay.
on the multi-tool, it's the tractor lifter mod that you would be spending charge on if you wished. So I'm not sure if anybody's perfect for this. I don't think anybody's like, I'm a lifter.
I've got 1 tractor mechanics, so maybe me, but I don't have anything in the mod for my.
Anybody just want to do it?
I mean, I kind of want to do it.
I don't mind going out and
Do it.
Space lizard.
Rebecca just kind of shoves you a little bit, like out the back of the thing. Like, all right, go.
Wait.
Yeah, you get kind of pulled out of your seat at the front where the shields are. Is someone going to take the shield station? I mean, you can control it from outside. You're within range, so you can still control.
I'll still control it. Yeah, no, I'm
Okay.
a little controlling. I don't want anyone to take my stuff.
Okay, so I think we see the shuttle's like holographic controls floating here, and then the ones for your weapon as you cycle the airlock and pop out, and you're floating next to it. And we're like in a very tight, rather dark. So all we're seeing is the sensor representation of the location and mostly darkness. So everything looks like it's like, I don't know, done in 3D with slightly better than a blend kind of materials on it. So it's
got it.
It's all just sensor analysis information coming in, and you think maybe if you move that one rock, it will get enough room to allow you to kind of squeeze through, maybe. So yeah, maybe that'll work. Okay. You can push it through or pull it out. It's all changing its gravity.
Well, I think I'll try pushing it through.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's check your sheet out. So what you're doing is you're gonna click that roll salvo button again, and you're clicking pulse projection and then tractor mechanics. And you're using your multi-tool, which you have no bonuses on, so you're not going to spend charge. Unless you want to spend 2 charge to get 1.
I feel like this is pretty pivotal in the
It's up
in
to
the
you.
scene? I don't know.
Or we try to find another way around.
There's other approaches.
Or
Yeah.
shoot
you
it.
take-
Just to shoot it. No, I won't spend any charge. I'll just
Okay. Awesome.
You got this.
Oh, you just spent it.
oh, never mind. How do I unspend
There you
it?
go.
Okay.
You unspent it.
well,
Okay.
no.
Threat is 4, which is already inputted. So you
Oh.
can click roll and
Got it.
spend and close for me.
Roll, spend and close. Oops, I rolled
Ooh.
twice, didn't I?
You
Go with
did
the
because
second
you
one.
clicked too much.
Sorry.
Go with the second
Sorry,
one.
gotta go with the first one. I'm
Oh, I was gonna
sorry.
say-
Nah,
Second one
nah.
looks good to me.
The second one looks great. I thought I didn't click it the first time. That's why I clicked it. I'm sorry.
You got everyone's hopes up. What a
Oh,
monster.
I'm a terrible lizard.
Captain, we can go back now.
You
Just
honestly
kidding.
can't trust
I don't know. Maybe you're an excellent lizard. Maybe this is what lizards want. I don't
All these centuries later, lizard people are still a bit sketchy.
Oh,
Wow, so much speciesism in here. It's
yeah.
gross,
no,
man. It's gross. Okay, so I'm going to use some of my complication point pool to upgrade that from a -1 to a -3. So you push
No.
this through, and you hear a noise. Now, hearing noises in space isn't good.
I was gonna say there is no noise in space. How?
That's not entirely true. Noise can be transmitted by contact with things or by large sorts of being hit by air and then the noise coming along that,
Uh-oh.
or other sorts of things. And the noise you sound is just an odd rumbling, and you might call it more of a sensation at first than a noise, but the noise starts and you realize you punctured something in the tactical shield section and are being pulled in.
Love it for me. What
Oh
I-
my gosh.
I love
Well,
this
you're not-
journey for me.
Wait,
What do we do?
You're not so being pulled in as you're being, it's actually exploding outwards. Sorry, I got that backwards because I was thinking the other way around. It's exploding outwards against the shuttle and you. Now, what do you want to do? You want to get in the
also not-
shuttle?
A good situation.
Now, you're inside the shuttle's potential bubble, if you want it to be, and you're in control of the shields. So I'm just going to leave everyone else kind of going, huh? And ask you to do the compelled task, which is the other type of task in here. We haven't done many yet, of defending the ship,
okay,
the
here we
shuttle
go.
that you're in, from the explosive decompression of whatever you punctured on the other side.
All right. I'm not rolling for anything. Am I going on
Yes,
the ship sheet?
You're going to
Okay.
use the ship sheet.
Yeah.
If I can, where did mine go? I might have closed it by mistake. I had too many things on my screen.
Oops.
So
The GM curse.
yeah,
Got so many things.
I got to get some stuff away from that thing because I keep trying to like change layers of stuff and then I accidentally click on a sheet and then it won't let me. Okay, so you're going to use the click roll salvo on this again, as we do, and your character, and you're going to be using the shields. So field mechanics and
Sorry, field dynamics?
yes, I
Okay.
said mechanics, and then
Okay.
shield mechanics. That's
There
why I
we
said
go.
mechanics. And then the tool you're using is the launch bay because you're using the shields on board the shuttle. So click launch bay, and then you're going to click on the tug. And we're going to choose a tug system. So you're going to choose the shields from that little pull down right there. There you go. And kinetic deflector is what you're using.
Okay.
And so this is a big deal in some ways because because you're outside, if this deflects it, you and the shuttle are fine. If it doesn't, you and the shuttle will both take damage, probably, as you get exploding rock and get knocked back against things and such. So here we go. You had to spend anyway, so I'm glad you did. So click roll and then spend and close, please. Okay, excellent.
Oh.
A partial success. So partial success on defense isn't so bad. It just usually means that you defend against what you're dealing with, but usually have to deal with it more or continually in some way.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So what
Not
we
a
see
failure.
here,
Not a failure.
no, you succeeded, which is
Yeah.
awesome. All of a sudden, you guys see this, and then as soon as it hits you, you start to hear it, and you get knocked around, unlike aboard the ship, because on the ship, it's inertialess motion. And what you've been dealing with for the last couple hours of flying through these tunnels was inertial motion, but quite slow. This isn't slow. This is being hit by a bunch of rocks and metal and the doctor and all sorts of things come slamming into the shield, except the doctor comes, just kind of bangs off the hood and rolls over the top of the vessel.
That looks like it hurt.
She's fine.
You hear, you hear, I think lizard scream. I'm pretty sure, just like a loud, it's just a screech, and then just like tumble, crunch, crunch, and then just like falling.
Pretty much.
Bumping.
I think that went well.
So the explosive decompression hits you, and
I don't know if it went well.
You back.
Holding aside.
So the ship is tumbling now.
Oh,
So
no.
our pilot's going to have to get control of the ship, or probably you'll be doing more activity out there with the shields. And you might want to get inside the vessel before it either hits you or you find yourself outside of its shield bubble. I mean, you can keep modulating that shield bubble to make it keep going around you, but sooner or later, you're going to pop out of it.
I'm going to try to get back in the ship.
Okay, so there's a few ways we can do that. Oh, sorry, I clicked the wrong button. There's a couple ways we can do that. Why don't we do that first, and then we'll see Willard try to save you all once you're in the ship. Unless you want to do Willard first, just in case they screw up and you succeed and get away somewhere less dangerous.
Thanks, Christoph.
Great,
You
thanks.
got the choice. You could go aboard the ship, or you could I get away from it because she's crazy.
Yeah, no, I guess try to get away so I don't.
If you get on board the ship and the ship flies good, then you're fine. It'll probably just hurt the ship once you're aboard it anyway, so don't worry about that.
Oh,
No pressure.
no yeah, no. Well, I'm still gonna try to get back on the ship. That was not good. That was not a good run.
So you're climbing in 0G on a spinning ship. So that is definitely athletics parkour. So when you click roll salvo on your sheet, and then athletics and parkour.
Is it possible for me to try to meet her part way and help her get back on board?
Unless you'd already cycled the airlock and was in the open airlock as she left, you wouldn't be able to do that.
Okay.
So we could say that you're in the airlock, but then I will ask you to try to, but then the failure of this would mean that you're thrown from the ship with her.
Right.
So what would you like to do? Because I never asked where you were when she left.
Yeah, so I think as I say, well, that went well. I start heading into the airlock to just try to mitigate some of this, just being the captain, wanting to make sure that the crew is okay in some way.
Okay, so by the time she'll have to be inside, you won't be able to help her unless you were already in the closed on one side and open to space airlock.
That's fine. Just prepping for whatever I'm able to do next.
Okay, so you're in it. You're cycling the airlock. Cool. Parkour. Okay, so you don't have any natural augmentations that are particularly good at this, except maybe your natural weapons. Now, I think it would make sense that but the ship is very strong. If you're climbing along rock, I might let you use that. You could also use your multi-tool for this. I'm gonna say other tool. I don't
to like try to anchor myself.
It's a tail, but it's not great at that sort of thing. I mean,
I've got a really cool tail. I don't know what you're talking about.
It is super cool, but it doesn't give you any advantages to doing this.
I've got a long spine and now a tail.
I think it'd probably make, or if you can click augment, you can click augmentation and use something you don't have, it would cost 2.
Cost you charge? Or
yes, it would cost you 2 charge to use augmentation you don't have. So you could click augmentation and then one of the empty ones.
Well, I still have a couple charge, so maybe I will, just because this seems pretty
dangerous.
Dangerous, and I'm trying to use everything at my disposal. So yeah,
click the one underneath natural weapons.
Yeah.
There. See, it cost you an F2 because it detected that one was empty. And so you're gonna get this. The threat is 5 because that sounded pretty crazy to me and dangerous. So let's click roll and then spend it close. Boom! You did it. You reached down and used your tail in ways that are probably terribly bad for you and could have got it torn from your body, and then the grow back is never the same. And
always a different color.
Yeah, it's never fits. It's like, but I'm copper. Why is that silver? Terrible. Anyways, so but you managed to make it to the door and you slide it through and you slam the door shut. And
you know how like when someone or like when Legolas jumps on the back of that horse when they're riding with the Rohirrim towards the wargs, it's just like flips around, but it's like me flipping through the door.
Nice.
Totally.
Nerd cred. No, does that
nice.
Yeah, you come in feet first and the captain's right in front of you. The airlock just finishing cycling, fortunately. And I think your legs on each side of the captain's raftery form and the door slamming behind you. Meanwhile, in the front part of the ship, someone is trying to fly, and this is definitely atmospheric flight at this point. The atmosphere is not fun. It's not even. It's very insane. So open the Rosencrantz sheet and click row salvo, and let's try this thing. Okay, so you're you. So click Willard.
I didn't show up. Oh God, why am I just need more
it moves around a little bit. That's kind of my fault. Okay, so pulse drive. And you're choosing the launch bay. And you're choosing the tug. I tried to make this shorter. I just couldn't do it. And then click the pulse drive that you're using. And it's atmospheric thrusters, and you have to spend it, I believe, because we had an extra charge.
Yeah. I think
I thought it was overcharged. Did someone click it?
I thought it was overcharged too, though. I thought
someone must have clicked it or it went off somehow. That's fine. I'll fix it after. And the difficulty of this is only 4 because you're in a ship that's tumbling, not trying to climb along a ship like your crazy doctor. So you can press roll and then spend and close.
Oh, no.
Okay, good times. And I'm going to add that 1 charge back. Okay, so
yikes.
So you get inside this just in time to
Can't
hear
get her
the
under
ship
control.
Bounce off the wall and then flow back in. So you're taking 3 damage. So that
me,
if you don't mind
Doctor?
marking. Nope, the shuttle. So Willard, do you want to mark off one of those armors? You just click the full-size shield.
Wait, where is it?
On the launch bay, the shield marker. This one. I'm showing you all so you know as well.
Like that?
I think it's the tug that hits. You know what? I don't think it is the tug that hits. I think it is the back that hits because you're going backwards right now. So you see the boarding trailer there, has 3 little shields next to it. Just click on one of those. There you go. Okay, so I think Doctor, as you are standing on the wall that currently, from your point of view anyways, the captain is standing up against, you look up and you see a giant asteroid kind of surface come very close to the ship as the boarding lock slams into it, and then the ship tumbles forward and kind of finds itself in a whole new environment. The environment around you is a massive room filled with shards of hyperdiamond that are spinning through space, mounted here and there. And you are pretty sure you're now in the shield section of this capital ship. And I think that's where we'll take a break.
Just think what would have happened if I would have failed.
Wait.
That's one way to get in the ship.
That's a lesson that maybe shooting does work.
Yes.
Always be shooting. That's the lesson. Okay, so we're going to take a little bit of a break. I think they have some cool sponsors and stuff to show you.
Cool.
I think we can go, Blair.
Happy Terminal City Tabletop Convention, everyone. My name's Kennedy, Jedi School dropout on the Discord. I want to invite you all over to Proto Alley this weekend to try out my game, The Queen Must Die. It's a familiar story. A band of plucky adventurers armed with magic weapons and reality-changing spells enter a cave and plunder it for gold and experience. Except, this time, the players are the inhabitants of the lair. Each one a kobold chieftain defending their home and queen from a random collection of invaders, each with unique special abilities. But kobolds are nasty, avaricious bastards, and while they do want to protect their lair, as they each gain status by successfully protecting the queen, they rise in social standing to where, just if the queen were to die at the hands of the adventurers, they would be in a position to take her place. So, maybe helping the adventurers is worth a bit of effort. But don't get caught being at the top of the pecking order with an angry queen who has survived the assault. Come join me at the Queen Must Die channel either Saturday or Sunday of TCTC to check it out, or join the Queen Must Die playtest group for ongoing opportunities to play and influence the final polish of the game. I look forward to seeing you there.
Come on, let's go! Come on, let's go!
Jungle Dash is a fast-paced dice rolling game for 2 to 6 players with push your luck and attack your friends mechanics. Be the first player to make it through the jungle to win the game. In Jungle Dash, players race from the start tile through the jungle to the awaiting canoe at the finish. At the start of the game, only the first row of tiles is revealed. Players move on their turn by rolling all 5 dice. As long as at least 1 foot is rolled, the player may re-roll the remaining blank dice. However, if a player fails to roll any additional icons on a roll, their turn ends and all of their dice are lost. With 2 icons, a player may draw a card. With 3 icons, a player may move 1 space or draw 1 card. With 4 icons, a player may both move and draw a card. With 5 icons, a player moves 2 spaces and draws a card. If a player rolls all blanks on their first roll, they may rotate any revealed tile. Each tile consists of 2 spaces, and each space will be one of 5 different terrain types. Path is the easiest. You can move onto this space with no penalty and can easily move sideways to another path or mud space. Bridge is like a path. However, you cannot easily move sideways onto or off of a bridge space. Mud is tricky. On your first roll in a mud space, you can't re-roll any blank dice. You can, however, easily move sideways to another mud or path space. Swamps are difficult to cross. You must jump over or build a bridge first to cross it. Jungles are impassable. You cannot jump over and must clear it with a machete in order to cross. When a player moves onto a space adjacent to an unrevealed tile, the player in last place flips over the next tile and orients it however they wish. The player in last place may choose to block another player by orienting the tile such that a swamp or jungle space are in front of other players. Optionally on a player's turn, they may play a card. Some cards help a player progress forward, like dash or jump. Others hinder their opponents, such as bumping them back or swapping their tile. Some cards even permanently change the board for all players by cutting down the jungle with machete, flooding pathways, or building bridges. There is considerable strategy into when you launch an attack or push for victory in this rapidly changing game. Jungle Dash has a playtime of 15 to 30 minutes and is accessible for the entire family ages 8 and up. It has been thoroughly tested and enjoyed by people around the world of all ages and gaming backgrounds. There are many ways through the jungle, but only one will make it out safely.
Hey folks, welcome back from the little break. We're just waiting for the rest of the Free Spacer crew to return to their ship, and then we'll get it on with the show. I just thought I would pop in while we're waiting just to say thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it. If you're enjoying watching the RPG and you want to get in on the action, according to our RPG room manager Matthew, we still have some spaces in our 2 o'clock sessions. So feel free to pop into our Discord server and you can join some of the games that are going to be happening. What else? What else should I say? If you would like to support our convention, you can pick up a patron ticket from our website. Just go to terminalcitycon.ca. Last year we had to cancel the show within 2 weeks, and of course this year because we can't meet in person. It's just been a bit of tricky years for us, I mean for everyone, so if you're able to support us, that's great, and if not, we hope you just enjoy the show. Oh, I'm supposed to mention one of our sponsors has a promo code, so if you visit www.adventuredice.ca and use the promo code TCTC2021, you will get 20% off any purchase of $50 or more, and they do free shipping in Canada, so yay!
Still waiting for this to come back.
All good.
So we can just keep talking.
I will just chat about what's coming up on our schedule. So at 4 o'clock, that's not the right schedule. I apparently closed it. At 4 o'clock, we have Andrea from Rain City Games on, and she is playing or demoing. Apparently, my dog would like to say hi to you. This is Rocket.
Rocket!
Speaking of dog familiars. Here's mine.
Also subscribe. Like and subscribe.
So yeah, at 4 o'clock is Andrea playing The Quiet Year, which is, I believe, another roll and write, so you can play along. And then at 7 o'clock, we have Board Game Feast, presenting cookies and calico. So we have retweeted the recipe, so you can come online and learn how to make cookies inspired by the game Calico. And then at 8 o'clock is the TCTC virtual pub quiz with Dennis Ryan. Should be a lot of fun. If it's successful, we'll maybe look at it doing a pub quiz in person at our in-person event next year in March. And then at 10 o'clock is TCT After Dark. So Blair, I think, is going to be playing some Magic the Gathering maybe, or board games or something. So
that's why it's after dark. We never know.
You never
we won't know until we get there.
It's going to be a surprise.
Yeah. I mean, we won't even know while we're playing it because the lights will be off. We're like, what is this game?
There you go.
We'll have to make up our own rules or something.
I hope everything glows in the dark.
I hope so too.
So people can see.
Yeah.
Anyway, it looks like our Free Spacer crew has returned to their ship. So I will pass it.
You can also support us
back to.
by subscribing.
I will pass it back to them.
No, okay, fine. Okay, transition back. Let's unmute them.
I'm unmuted.
I am also unmuted.
Yeah. Weird.
I've heard
You
these
gotta do the hard work
before.
yourself. Oh.
We're listening to the most insane theories ever, everyone. It's insane. The stuff coming out of Blair's mouth is great. Blair, come on. Anyway.
Come on, Blair.
Okay, so I think we're going to start this right in the go. We see your shuttle coming in through the system, Willard getting it under control as a circle and of all this debris that probably hasn't moved in years, in like 5 years. It's just floated here since it's like slowed its inertia down. All of a sudden is all moving. All these hyper diamond chunks, which is like a super dense carbon nanotube crystal, which is used to hold 0-point tech into place. Massive chunks of it is all completely shredded, and mountings for it and walkways are now moving around. But it's a pretty even pattern before you. As you're all sitting there, I think we see the doctor come up in a full spacesuit. Maybe the helmet kind of lifts up as she comes in and sits down in the front seat and takes back her proper position to run the shields from. And we now have this huge landscape of moving parts, and in front of you are several hallways, one of which will probably get you towards the biomanufacturing section. Perhaps you will get out of your shuttle at that point. What do you guys want to do?
So we need to basically fly more, right? We can't, there's not like a way to just get out of the ship at this point and it like gallivant across the rocks.
You could, but you probably want to at least attach your ship to something. So attaching your ship to like one of those hallways and then maybe making your way through there. The area you're in has now been depressurized thanks to a wayward rock that is not the fault of any warm-blooded individual in the group.
What had to be done then? So it was,
these things just happen. It just happened this way.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like shedding. We all do it once a week. Everybody's like, no, we don't. Yeah. Okay. So I think we need to see our pilot try to land our craft somewhere. Because I like to make general as much as possible.
Yeah, thanks. All right, let's see. It's marked.
So again, we're opening the Rosencrantz sheet and choosing your name and then your piloting skill. See if free space, or we like to let you use your best skills.
Right. Would this be pulse drive or?
Yep.
Still?
You are, and then launch bay, and then the tug, and then choose the pulse drive as your thing. And we're still in the atmosphere. It is a little dissipated at this point, but still required. And I think this is hard. You don't have to spend it if you don't want to, but you can. This is still hard, so it's a 4 difficulty because you basically have to back in and jam the boarding drive in somewhere good. Like you want to do somewhere that maybe is pressurized on the other side. So inside some of these hallways, you can see what looks like mid-level utility, what would you call them? Pressure locks. So they'll have them in ships like this just in case they spring a lock. They'll separate like the offices where people work from the large cargo area. So you do see some of them in there, and you could try to lock your boarding lock to one of them. So you will quickly probably pull back the claw that can jam through things, and then try to back in and lock with one of these places. It might be a little tight. We'll see how you do.
But if I get it in, then it's easier to leave if we're trying to leave really quickly, right?
Yeah. And it might lead to a good choice too. Like maybe you get one that's actually pressurized on the other side.
Of course, I'm not going to pick anything else, so I know it's going to roll well.
Yeah, okay. Well, you click that roll, and then that, there we go. Look at that, spending clothes.
See? Oh, that's right.
There we go. See, it automatically spent the charge for you. Okay, so we just see the ship flip around, I think, and then just around. And then you see this large piece come in, and you slow down for a second, and then around it, and just like right down the hallway, and you hear this squealing sound because it's just big enough as it goes. But fortunately, the outer shell of a shuttle is a little bit stronger than the inner hallways of a capital ship, as you just like slide along and leave these scratches and kunk click. And you hear the sound of a successful dock.
I'm going to look over to the captain and say, I'll paint it later.
Your shuttle's in beautiful condition. That broken hallway has 2 large scrapes on it that mark exactly where you landed and how you did it.
I don't think you need to paint that.
You might have some paint on the shuttle from those walls.
Just brush it off later.
Okay, so we're all ready to get out of the shuttle, I guess. So there's 2 of you in the airlock right now. Do you want to wait through the whole airlock cycle, or do you want to get out and then let them do a second go? Oh no, you went into the shield room. I described that anyways. Yeah.
We both are? No.
No, you went back to the tug, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Because I described that because I thought it was fun. Anyway, so you're all ready to go and get off the ship. Is there anything you want to do before getting off the ship? Can't think of much, but
we need to know how close I'm gonna say the bad guys are.
Should we like run any kind of scans or anything, or like maybe cloak ourselves?
You could cloak yourselves here inside. That's possible. There's not really anything looking at you right now, and you can't really get sensor access to outside right now. Partially because you can't access your ship, which would be the only thing kind of able to do that. Because see, right now you are basically at a way scale, right? And so all the regions are like this. It's super far away. So even if I let you, it'd be like, well above 10 difficulty kind of thing, which means auto misses. Yeah, so you just probably would fail on that front. Sorry about that. That's my chair breaking. Okay. So I can't think of any way you could do that. And I mean, you could, if you wish, you could stealth the shuttle though. I'll give you a general disadvantage that would be based on the people who would most likely see it. If you wish.
We'd have to disguise the walls that.
Well, remember, the way stealth works in this is holography, right? And so one of the common things that you do for stealth when you're in space is make yourself appear like space on the other side and keep it updating. One of the things you might do in a city when you roll stealth is try to make yourself look like a different car. And in this case, like a pile of garbage or debris or whatever.
Right.
So you could just look at like it's filled with, you know, broken hyperdiamond chunks and pieces of wall.
So it would be a holography skill and then probably a hollow projector shield, or no.
Yeah. Just like we've been doing a couple times. Usually I ask the person who's in the shield operations is currently your doctor. So did you want to try that there? You're using the ship sheet this time, doctor.
I can try it, yes.
Okay, so use the ship sheet and click roll salvo.
Perfect. Let's do it. I'm the doctor. We are doing
field dynamics
again
and holography. You're doing
same
a lot
thing
of
every day. Doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's like a desk job.
Wow.
You're choosing your launch.
It's like what I do. Hollow projector again?
No, you're choosing your launch bay.
I'm choosing my launch.
So close, because you're using the shuttle, remember? So close click the little X next to the box that says shields in it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
there
then
it
choose
is.
launch bay, and then click on the boarding lock.
Boarding lock. Is it trailer printer?
Yeah. So scroll down that, you'll see drop, boarding, tractor. Click on the boarding one. Okay, and then on that you can pull that down, the pull down list.
Select system.
And you're choosing the hollow projector, which is probably the only one. Oh, shields.
No,
click
shields. Yeah. Okay, and hollow projector. Got it.
There you go. Technically, we can always do this one. I just haven't been because it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
But yes. So you're using the ship system, and the difficulty on this, let me double check the people who'd probably see this. It would be, so the way difficulty works in this game is most things have like a difficulty, like a significance of the character. And then it would also have a couple different tags that would tell me if I look at them and I'm like, oh, those people are good at seeing, then I would add bonuses for that. Okay. So the difficulty on this, and it's probably going to be aided quite a bit. So I'm going to say that it is, it's probably not 8 that much. It'll be 3.
All right. And I don't believe I had advantage to this, do I?
No, not really. I mean, you could push for one on the circumstances. I'm in a hallway that's really tight, right? Okay.
Yeah, so, and I'm also like a slender lizard, so just like.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
But so you're used to being inside hallways.
In some tight spots, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'll give you one advantage for that because you can't paint so well.
Thank you. I'm a lizard.
I'm a lizard.
Anyways, click roll and then spend it. There we go.
Huzzah.
Okay, so the shuttle gets 1 charge. I will add that. There you go. And you're pretty sure you're pretty well hidden.
Nice.
Okay. So are we all heading out?
Would
Let's
it be
do it.
wise for any of us to stay behind? Is that something we would think about?
I don't think you would necessarily want to. I mean, the shuttle is hidden, and not having someone would suck if you needed them.
Let's go.
I'm gonna go, and I feel like you should all come with me because I could heal you if anything happens.
Yeah.
And by healing, I mean
Doctor.
medic.
Doctor, generally I like to trust your judgment. So let's go.
Doctor's order.
So you'll go through the airlock cycle, climb out, and you find yourself in what looks like badly broken and damaged hallways. The air pressure in here, you get a quick little update from the AI, who's basically in this game, the AI Yorick is your OS for both your ship and all your individual systems, which are all basically connected to that network-wise. You can't contact what you would call the ship's Yorick at this point because it's too far away, and you don't have a particular upgrade that would allow you to do that if you wanted to make a risk. But in this case, Yorick would pop up on everybody's systems and basically say that the pressure's kind of low outside, but there is air, and it is okay. It is a human-style atmosphere, so it's oxygen, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen, and you get basically a little rundown of that. You probably want to stay in your suits until you go through a proper airlock, but it's like this is leaked or been a little polluted or both for a while. So in front of you, you have a hallway. It goes pretty much two directions out of this, and there is some basic signage, and everything looks like it's in the zero power mode. Like there's no power to anything. Anything that's actually glowing or doing anything, like there's little holograms here and there for emergency purposes, but they just use background 0-point energy to produce a very weak effect. That's pretty good in the dark, but it's enough to see. So you probably want to know where to go from here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is anybody got who is the best at figuring this sort of thing out? So we're looking at someone with the geosciences architecture skill or specialty in the geosciences skill.
I have that, but not a lot.
Oh.
But I have one.
Well, that's pretty good.
I've only
Take a
got
charge.
one as well.
Yeah. I also have one, but can I assist? Can I?
Okay,
Assist,
so the way assisting kind of works in this game is what we've already done. You have to do a task that makes sense that it would help in some way, and then do support. So there are certain things you could do. If someone really wanted to help, they could do an interface research role because you carry the internet on you, the entire internet.
Ooh.
At all times. So the way that works is basically every time you come into comms contact with anyone, you get a dupe of the internet and it updates based on date and time and stuff. So you can actually do 3D internet searches where you can look at something and then through time and through news stuff. So you can tell when people updated a website. You can tell how they updated it. You can probably, with a little bit of work, find out who updated it, that sort of thing, because you have it. So it's like a giant source save of the entire internet that you carry on you. So yes, someone could do a research and try to find, I don't know, the general floor plans of a ship like this. And then our captain could use that to aid them in finding a place, finding out where they want to go.
Alternatively, I also have one in interface research if someone else did want to do the mapping.
I think, if I remember correctly, you might be the only one with even any geosciences, let alone architecture.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I have 2 in geoscience and then 1 in architecture.
Yes.
Oh.
So
we got lots saying that. So yeah, someone can do the research and someone can do the looking. Do we want to do that?
Yeah, let's do that.
yeah.
Who's gonna do what though?
Oh.
I will stand the round. Yes, you can do it.
Captain, I leave it up to your discretion. This is my new character voice. Your discretion.
Does your character also have the interface research?
Chaplain might, because they're a program.
Yeah, I've got that.
I do. Yes, I also have that.
Okay,
but not good.
Not good.
Not as good.
I can do the research because I have 2 interface, 1 research.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. Yeah, if you want to do research, then I can do the map because I think we said the map was the same for us.
It was.
Okay. So Chaplain, you're going to have to spend on your charge because you currently have overcharge.
Okay.
Okay.
So
choose interface.
I'm choosing interface.
And research. And then you're going to choose the link.
Yep.
And then you're going to choose COM browser because your development kit's used for hacking and programming, and firewall for defense. So COM browser is what you're using, and capital ships are pretty rare. One of this type, that's hard. I think I'll give you hard on that. So it's a threat 4.
All right. Roll.
Yes, please. And then spend and close. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So you get to overcharge your reactor. So just click the overcharge X. Every roll overcharging. Boom, boom. Anyways, and you find a pretty similar capital ship. Maybe it's the same one. You're not entirely sure. You're digging through databases from the war that have been unlocked for a variety of like news reasons and something to do with some movie they made at some point. Anyways, and you find deck plans that look pretty similar to what we're talking about here. So anytime someone wants to know anything, anywhere on the ship, remind me you have the deck plans.
All right.
So you can get advantage. That's 1 additional die for any of those sorts of things.
So yeah, I found the deck plans. So I want to send them out. Can I like do that thing again where I flick the information out to everybody else?
Yep. Oh, by the way, as we joke about flicking info between network systems and such, you could also send someone charge as long as you're within the size of your ship, which is called SDV, standard displacement volume. That's the area you can transmit charge between reactors as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm flicking them out so we can all have a look and figure out. And
good internet searching.
Yeah, look, I know this ship like the back of my 6 hands.
All of them.
They're all equal.
Okay, so Captain, you're going to get advantage if you're going to do the architecture. You brought it up, so I just thought you were probably going to do it.
Yes, and then which tool do I pick for that one?
You are going to... Okay, so you got a couple choices on this. When you do certain things, especially knowledge choices, you can also choose your associations, right? So you have an association with the Duchess's own 35th Fleet. So you could choose that. Mm-hmm. You could choose the link com browser, because that would make sense, especially because you're using this map. Either of those works. And then you're going to get a +1 advantage once that box pops up for me. So because it's different, why don't you use associations? Oh, or you can use your link. It's fine.
No, I can go back. It's fine. How do I just X out it, right? There we go.
Yeah.
Duchess.
And then I'll give you an advantage of 1 right here. And the difficulty of this, it's broken so hard. Actually, it's 3. This would normally be pretty simple. Just because it's a ship, you're just learning your way around. But the ship's super busted up, so I'm going to increase it from a normal 2 of a ship you don't really know very well to threat 3. And you're getting this on the Duchess on 35th Fleet because you understand them a little bit. You've met them. So the way associations work, as soon as you meet someone new and learn something about them, so it could be, I got in combat with this gang, if they're like a faction or whatever, in the world, you get to add them to that list and you get 1 die for them. If you have a contact with them, someone, a significant character of some sort, you get 2. If that person's real important and really matters to the story or the world, then you can get 3. So
Okay. Cool.
Getting 2 isn't hard as long as you have lots of friends, and getting 3 is a bit difficult though, because how often do you know an admiral of a navy or captain of a pirate ship that really matters to our plot? You might. Anyways, so you don't have to be friends with them, you just have to know them. Is that okay? So click roll and then spend and close. Okay, excellent.
That didn't work.
Oops.
Okay, so you find the route easy. Super, super easy. The route that you find is pretty good, except the fact that when you can move along through these hallways, you're like, oh, here's this office, here's this office. And then there is the way it's designed is there's a large space with kind of these little bridges over to special airlocks that head into the biosciences division, whatever secret labs they have over there. Your destination is right there. And as you enter that area, you hear creaking, which probably wouldn't be a problem. You could fly and the gravity's it's on in here, but you could probably make it. It seems like there's a few cracks in this tunnel that heads over to this. But all of a sudden you hear a massive shaking. Like perhaps someone is blasting away large sections of the asteroid from the ship, from the outside. Like the shuttles showed up and decided to do whatever they had planned to do, and the entire ship shakes. And the place that you're in breaks free and falls.
Oh my god. So it's just not attached to the ship at all now.
Oh, perfect.
It's plummeting to the bottom of the ship because the ship has its own asteroid or its own own gravity in this case.
Great.
And I am spending points to make this quite a new encounter challenge here, because I thought it would be super fun to make you plummet to your death. Anyways, so you are all falling, which for Rivika wouldn't be a big deal, except the fact that you're in a hallway, which is also falling. It's like having something fall above, below, and next to you on 4 sides.
Oh my god.
So,
can I shoot the hallway and make a hole so we can get out of the hallway?
This is a compelled task, and I will let you choose how you deal with it. But you are falling towards the bottom of the ship in a hallway, and I want to know how everybody wants to deal with that. So I can give you options that you might not know because you don't necessarily, know the setting as well as a guy who wrote the damn book. But you can also use, one thing you might not think about is you could use your multi-tool to alter your own gravity and propel you out. So you can use that with pulse projection if you're good at that. But I don't think that character is here. So none of you might want to do that. You could do parkour to climb it. Humans are good at climbing.
Yeah.
You could fly out, which is going to be also probably as difficult, if not more difficult, than the climbing part. and try to get out of the hallway and then make it flight. Those who climb will probably have to jump somewhere. Hopefully there's a place to jump. But first, getting out of the hallway is your first thing you need to do. And then it will be your turn to tell me what you want to do. But this is me saying, you're tumbling in a thing. You have to deal with falling along with this hallway. How do you want to do it? Let's start with the captain. Why not? We'll start on the bottom of my Zoom list here.
Okay.
How do you want to deal with your amazing sense of direction in a hallway that's falling?
So would it be possible for me to, while we are falling, use the falling gravity to like melee myself out of the hallway and like push myself off that way? Or would that be more parkour?
That's still parkour.
Okay.
You're not trying to damage anything. You're trying to launch yourself out of a hallway with your flight.
That's what I'm going to do then, because I feel like that would probably be the best option.
It is, because you're good at that too. You'll get 2 dice just for the flyer, wings, and tail if you have a charge left, which you have 1. So you should roll good so you get a crit. I suggest it. Actually, you guys should do that all the time. It's really good. Just rolling really good all the time. Okay, so this is athletics parkour. And then choose augmentation and then flyer, wings, and arms. Wing, arms, and tail. Okay. Click that and you've expended it all, but you got 2 points to add to that. And this is super dangerous and hard because you're trying to propel out of here.
Yeah.
I'd say...
She's skilled at it.
Yeah. Well, that's why she got all those dice.
Oh.
I'll take a challenge any day. Let's go.
Okay. It's 5 difficulty. It's going to be 5 difficulty for everybody, I would say. Yeah, this is dangerous. Okay. So click roll and spend and close. Oh my god!
I'm not as good as parkour as I like to say I am. I'm too focused on wanting to shoot things.
Oh no.
So you're very lucky that I just spent all my points. So I can only take those points and put them on the setting handbook because I don't have any to spend to put onto it. So that's a fail. So what we're looking at here, if you notice, is every single, all 6 dice that you have turned up nulls. So they did nothing for you. But 2 of your threat dice turned up misses. So it's a -2. Okay, so you start to fly out of there and it starts to spin and you just hit the top just as you're about to come out and you bounce down inside and you are going to take some damage.
That's fair.
So you take 3 damage. Let's talk about damage. I'm just doing damage to you entirely because I want to show everybody how it works. Thank you for participating. We scripted all this in advance. We're just not very good writers.
Nothing is scripted.
Give me a city. No, anyways, improv jokes here.
Improv.
Okay.
Yes, and.
So you're going to, it's not moving particularly fast or anything. So I basically said that it doesn't count for much damage. So anything 3 and under will take 1 slot of armor away. So this is probably the full amount. It's 3 because you basically slammed into a wall at high speeds. So
got the wind really knocked out of me.
When you get damaged in this game, you can either put you get to choose where you're going to put it. You always wanted to put it on the best thing. So you can burn it. You can take 1 of your armors, and this would be combat armor. Only combat armor would be appropriate for slamming into walls, or your resilience slot, or integrity slot, or vitality slot. You wouldn't spend those because you have 3 armor slots that are open. So click on one of those shields that everybody loves to click so much. And there you go. So You slam into there. You hear a cracking noise as the armor plating that you have put on your hard outer shell gets cracked and broken, and you hit the ground. Meanwhile, all of this happens at the same time. All the actions in Free Spacer, every round happen at the same time. We have other people. So, Willard, how are you doing this? How are you trying to get out of a plummeting hallway?
Thinking I'm going to, I guess, sort of go the same way, but try to like climb out, use parkour, and then climb out.
Okay.
Use my body to help you. Just push off me.
Well, I was gonna say, but you know,
it's simultaneous action, so I'm sure you're moving at high speeds and not getting in Willard's way at all.
I don't know if this is possible, but is it possible to, like, as I'm going, grab someone to help them?
Well, my plan is to parkour, so we can parkour together.
Go humans! No.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought I'd throw that.
Could. It would make it much more difficult. And I would say it would give them. The problem is they're also trying to do it at the same time.
Right, that's true.
This isn't a standard action, it's a compelled action. So you're basically, it's moving and you're basically have to do this on your way out because last turn, which you didn't really deal with in the moment to moment, you were just walking along a hallway and didn't deal with the hallway falling at all.
Right.
It wouldn't have fallen if, some asteroid blasting hadn't happened. So there was really no way for you to notice it at the distance, which is why I didn't ask for an alertness test, because there's no way you could have possibly known that they would blast an asteroid, because it's like quite a ways away, like a kilometer above you.
Right. So we get out of this and we hide and then shoot them. Just kidding.
I don't think you're kidding. I think we should shoot
them. So roll solo.
Yep. Athletics, parkour. Do you shout that?
Ha! Watch this.
In the spirit of my captain, who can't do it well right now.
Your augmentation is what you basically mentioned you're going to use. So click augmentation and then climber.
And then climber.
Yeah. Which spends 1 charge.
Okay.
And the difficulty we said was 5. And
thanks.
There you go. You'll be doing great. Look at this. Look at that.
Woo,
beautiful.
Completed.
Spending clothes. Thank you. So you just clamber up this and you see this poor raptor get smacked around. Probably wasn't
like
a good
that
place
hurt,
for
Captain.
flight. As you climb out and you're now on the top. And we'll describe what goes on there depending on who you're standing next to. Next on our list is as I forget people's names, Chaplain, I believe.
Okay. So the only athletics I have is melee.
Yeah,
which doesn't really do anything here.
I mean, you can use athletics and climber. You have both of them. So
that's what I was thinking. Yeah. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna try.
So you still click parkour. You just get 0 dice for it.
Okay, I see. So I go athletics, parkour, and then my tool is climber. So do I click?
Just click on it, and you have to anyways because you need to spend your overcharge, and the difficulty is 5, as we said.
All right.
You'll probably do fine. You got lots of hands.
Oh, lots of hands. Well, let's see.
No. Not as good. Okay,
no.
So this looks like you're climbing great. Like you're doing amazing. And then slam right into your back happens the captain, who we didn't see when we saw the flash forward of this scene. What she actually hit was you on the ceiling, and you fall with her, also taking 3 points of damage, which you should probably spend off one of your combat armors.
Okay.
And
so I hit the shield?
Yeah, just hit the shields.
Yeah.
Boom, there you go. See, that's a big red mark, like damage.
All right, everybody avoid my back. It's exposed.
Yeah, it's like you're wearing those really cool long underwear or whatever.
Yes.
I'm sure it's just one layer of armor. You're fine. You're still wearing a full spacesuit.
Great.
Okay, so
My bad, Chaplain. Didn't mean.
Well,
so
now
you were doing great for a second there.
Murdoch's at least got almost like a ladder to get up, like stairs, right?
Okay, Doctor.
Sorry.
How are you doing this? Simultaneous to this awesome action of coolness. Man, don't you wish you were underwater? Amphibiousness would really help. That's what your tail's really for, swimming, you know.
Yeah, more of a salamander type.
More an aquatic.
An aquatic creature.
Yeah, you can breathe underwater.
I do have athletics and parkour.
There you go.
Skills, but
you also have pulse projection tractor mechanics.
I know. I was just looking at that.
But your multi-tool is completely unupgraded.
It is.
So that's not helpful either. So you could do either. Both will work. You could try to float free, or you could scramble and just, you could spend, oh, you don't have enough charge for that.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you can't spend a charge on something you don't have because you need 2 charge for that.
Yeah, I only have 1.
Well, wait, I forgot something you said earlier, that we can give each other charges, right?
You can.
Are we close enough that I can give?
Sure.
I didn't even think
You're in
about
the
that till just
same
now. Sorry, the
hallway.
other two.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I forgot. So how do I give a charge?
Do you remove it from your character sheet? And then
Just remove it from your character sheet, and the doctor add it to hers.
Okay.
Cool.
Doctor, you now have 2.
All right.
As soon as you click away, it will turn to 2. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so click roll salvo, and are you doing the athletics, or are you going to do another choice?
Was it the last time when I did another choice that it just kind of happened for me, like the augmentation? Is that what?
Yeah. So the thing is, if you use augmentation you don't have, it's kind of a secret, but you get 2 dice instead of 1 because all augmentations of that type are worth 2.
Okay.
So you're basically getting a climbing that you don't have, which is kind of what you did last time as well. So I would do a parkour if you want to, succeed.
I think so. Yeah. So I'll do athletics, parkour, and my
click the augmentation.
Augmentation, yeah.
And then click on the thing you don't have.
Thing I don't have.
Which spends all your charges, and then click roll. Okay, so
Yay.
I think this is just you climbing, and it's kind of painful. It's not like swimming. It's really not. Like climbing is a terrible idea. You don't know these crazy people who live in trees or whatever, like humans who are good at this, or all hands like the Gavorn, but it's not fun. But you do manage to get up there, and you're standing next to Willard as we come to the next turn. So we're plummeting towards the ground. We're about halfway down. There are several other hallways that you could probably jump to if you wished. There's like one kind of close. Basically, you're coming down towards it. Hopefully the hallway won't hit it, but you look like you're gonna miss it. So you could jump to that. You could also try to jump to the other wall. So we were looking at is a big wall. It's mostly empty, and there are some airlocks that you see. They're probably for the changing sections / bio safety stuff if it goes to that section like you hope it does. So you could try to jump to one of those as well. So you kind of got a choice: hallway top or airlock. Let's start with the 2 on the top, I think would make sense. Or do we want to start with 2 on the bottom? Either way.
Bottom.
Okay. Who wants to go? Our poor impacted chaplain, or the captain on top of them?
I feel like I probably have to move first in order for them to move because I'm currently on top of them.
That probably makes sense. I would like it if you got off my back, please.
Get off my back, Captain.
Get off my back.
No, we wiped the 80s from history.
Oh shit.
You can't say the things that are obviously a reference to a non-existent 80s sitcom. Okay, so Captain, what was your approach? You are hurt, and on the bottom of this, well, not really hurt, mostly embarrassed, and your armor is a little damaged, and the hallway is now completely vertical. So it was spinning, which is totally what caused you to hit them. I mean, you could fly at things, but spinning things, come on. So you got a choice. You could just drop out the bottom and then try to avoid the hallway, which would probably suck if you failed. It would be pretty cool if you didn't. Or you could try to fly or climb upwards.
I'm gonna go up because I feel like having an entire hallway land on you would hurt worse than getting the wind knocked out of you from landing on a teammate. So.
Yes, especially as this is more of a science fiction game and less of a story game. So I'd be like, okay, how much does hallways weigh? So the damage
I didn't know our
amount
captain
might
could be
be
squished that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with that.
Okay, so are you gonna try to fly this out?
Yeah, I'm gonna try that again.
Okay.
And hope I
You're
do
gonna
better.
do great this time.
We'll see. Okay, parkour, wings.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, you don't
Oh wait, I
get
can't do
any
that.
dice from it because you don't have any charge. So unless someone wants to give the captain one charge.
I have
Okay.
none.
Are we close enough still?
Yep. Yeah, you're within 3,000 ton. You're within size of your ship, so you're good.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to do that, yeah, we can do it that way too. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Trying to find my sheet. Did someone get?
There we go. Okay, let's redo all that.
Okay.
So athletics, parkour, augmentation, flyer and wing, arms and tail.
Okay.
You have cool feathers on your tail that are good for like flying. Okay, so yeah, I think the difficulty of this is no longer spinning. Oh, did you already roll? Cool.
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry.
That's totally fine. Nope, that's totally fine. Just spend it close. Five.
Okay. Oh, double critical.
Oh well, that's fine. That works.
I didn't read it right.
You rolled just the opposite of what you did last time, except better. So what we're looking at here, see those 10s? Every time you roll a 10, it's worth 2 hits. So you managed to get like 5 hits on 3 dice out of 6 dice. So that's pretty good. And you got nothing bad on your threat dice. So that's why in this game, anything can be a good roll. So you get to add 2 charge to reactor. So you can just, there you go.
Did you use a charge from, did someone, because I took it off of mine. Is that right? Okay.
She used your charge.
Okay.
She can give it back to you when
that's
when
fine.
you wish, if you want. Otherwise, I think we just see you just leap off of Chaplain and put out your wings and you go straight up.
Just parachute it up.
Yeah, you just parachute it straight up past everybody else and you're just flying in midair and you're good. You can probably go wherever you want now. Hopefully Chaplain will survive because Chaplin's on the ground still.
I do not want a cocoon.
No.
Yeah. I mean, you have a good amount of armor. You might live.
Could I say that by parachuting, by like lifting off, I like use my legs to help like her or help them get their balance so they have advantage on this?
I would have said that you had got more of a threat for that. So you would have had to say, I try to take Chaplain with me.
Oh, okay.
Or something. But unfortunately, you said this after. One of the weird things about Free Spacer is crits and stuff just give you that charge, which is in lieu of extra bonuses that you're used to in some other systems of crits.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just a complete success, but you get 2 charge to add to your system, which you can use for later things. So let's roll Chaplain.
All right.
Are you climbing? Do you have another plan?
I think I'm just gonna have to climb again. It's kind of the only
Okay.
thing I'm good at.
Okay.
So would I pick athletics again?
Yes, you would.
Yeah. And then parkour.
No, so I don't have any more charge.
Oh, Chaplain has 3 charge.
Oh,
Chaplain's
okay.
great in the charge.
Okay.
Okay, good.
All right, and then climber.
Yeah, and you still have 5 threat.
Still have
I'm
5
gonna make it
threat?
4 like it should have been for
Okay. Very kind.
the captain before. So
All right, hit roll.
yes, please. Okay.
Ooh.
Super keen. You cannot get any grip.
Oh,
You
no.
look like you're about to go down with this. We see you scrabbling and parts just start to tear off, and you're going to hit this round. Once everyone else is done, if they haven't done something, they will, because it's simultaneous, they might be able to do something. You will hit the ground, and we will roll an endurance kind of test for that. So you're not necessarily going to die. You might just endure the hell out of this. So let's worry about that in a second. And I'm going to pay that up to 3. This is a pretty big deal. My keyboard ever goes off. Thank you. Okay, cool. Meanwhile, Willard, you are on the top of a piece. If you do not get off this round, you will be hitting the ground at the end of the round. Your compelled task will be smashing into ground, survive smashing into ground. So you can jump to the bottom of the last hallway, or to an airlock that looks like it's a little far. You're not very good at jumping. The other choice is you could try to use your multi-tool to make yourself kind of hover and hope the captain grabs you, or make yourself fall towards the wall or something like that. What would you like to do? Climbing will not help you at this point. It's really the point of my entire description there.
Wow. Lots of options. And I just saw our teammate not do well.
That's happening right as this happens right
Oh, okay.
now.
Nah.
So you see them, maybe out of your eye, you see them trying to scramble, but you're not sure if they're going to make it or not, but it's not looking great.
I grab onto the captain as she, no, just kidding.
The captain
I know.
is a little bit above you. You could try to jump to the captain if you wanted.
Nah.
I mean,
it sounds like probably the safest is to go for the hallway. Another hallway.
Okay, so
I mean, I wanted to go for the airlock, but I don't. If it's a little bit far, and I'm not good at jumping, I don't. I'm trying to play it safe.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay, so that's also a parkour thing, because you're doing the same sort of thing. It's running and jumping, which is all parkour. So that, and then you don't really have anything that can help you out with this. But you also don't have any charge.
Right.
So just click other tool.
Oh wait, can I give that back to you? Give you back the charge?
But they don't have anything to spend it on.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on here?
I hit other tool. Is that right?
Yeah, just the advantage is in a weird place for some reason. Oops. There's a bug on the sheet, Christoph. Okay, so it's going to be 4 threat.
Oh, great. That's real close.
Yeah.
And if I went for the airlock, it would have been fine.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah.
Goodness. All right. Hey, Captain, I have my will in, right? My last will and testament.
Your affairs are in order.
I got a partial.
There you go. Click, spend, and close. Okay, so you leap from here and you're like, I wish I was better at jumping, and then you
I'm
grab
sorry.
on to the hallway, and you're dangling from the bottom of the hallway.
Right.
There's like a safety handles or some weird lip or something. It's hard to tell because you're holding on to it like space gloves, and you're just like, oh my god, holding on to things is hard. It's not an action movie. Okay. Okay, finally, doctor. There's no water. You still can't swim. What do you want to do?
Oh my god. I also had to jump from that piece. Is that right?
Yeah, you could jump the same as Willard if you wished. You could also, I don't know, try to jump somewhere else. You could try to jump to the captain. I'm sure Corden can just carry people easily like that and won't have to do a strength test or something. You could, I don't know, jump down and try to. I mean, you're the shield mechanic. You could also just plummet with it. I don't know. What do you want to do? There's so many options.
I know.
None of them good.
Hmm.
Well, they're good for us. It's hilarious watching you guys fall to your death. It's fun.
Well, I don't want to fall to my death, but I do want to help my companion. So
Okay, you could jump down to them and use your shields to protect them. I would just let you do. I think that's pretty easy. You just slide down the wall. It's like starting to go slightly sideways at this point.
Yeah.
Partially because Willard's leaping off of it, so it's tilting slightly.
Went sideways, yeah.
Yeah, because force, pressure, that sort of thing, right? So it's starting to spin the direction away from where Willard jumped. So you can slide down the hallway to Chaplain and then decide to defend both of you.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. So I'm just gonna let you do that because that's cool. And it might be kind of hard, but I think we'll just do that then. So you're hitting the ground right now. I'm gonna need it's a compelled task, and it's defense. And you knew what you're defending from, so you're gonna get the defensive bonus of 1 extra die when we do this. So once you correct roll salvo, and because of the way we described this, you're using your shields, right? So field dynamics and shield mechanics. And then you're gonna choose your shield.
My shield, yeah.
And kinetic deflector.
Yeah.
Which gives you 2 dice. Someone should have given you a charge. Chaplain, I'm pretty sure would like to do that. What do you think, Chaplain?
Yes, if you're coming to save me, absolutely.
Okay. So we can either activate the shield like that, or I can just give you 2 advantage and we'll pretend we activated the shield like that, okay? So you get 2 from that plus 1 for your defensive. So you get 3.
Do I need to do anything on my sheet?
You will need to reduce charge by 1.
I'm adding it, right? Is that correct?
You can't add it.
Oh, I can't.
You can't do anything. It's all underneath basically a virtual sheet in
Got it.
how internet works.
Okay.
And
you just tell me what to click and roll and I'll do it.
I'm just thinking of what the threat is on this. Colliding with the ground inside of a hallway.
Maybe a 1 or 2.
Yeah,
probably.
2 max.
Plus 7, 9. It's a 9.
Okay, I'm just trying to see.
What's the biggest threat in this game? Like the highest number?
You can go above 10 technically.
So down.
Everything above 10 is an automatic defeat. So I would say this is the same as a rock fall. No, a little bit stronger. I think a hard rock fall. So 5. Let's use 5. Okay.
I think I have everything there.
Okay.
All right,
So
here we go.
we got your 3 advantage, your 3 field dynamics, your shield mechanics, and your threat. 2 of those advantage are
I'm not
from
turning
your...
the shield up, am I? Or the shield option there?
No, you don't have to do anything at all.
Oh, just hitting roll.
Just click
Okay.
roll.
Got it. Did it work? Oh, it worked.
Yay!
Okay,
Double.
so you guys hanging from that, Willard's hanging from there. You in midair above it, Captain. You see, boom, as this hits basically the outer hull of the ship, and the whole hallway just goes and collapses around them, leaving a rubble. Just rubble along the bottom there, and you have no idea what's happened to them, but there's just rubble, smoke. So what do you want to do? Oh, Doctor, you want to add 2 charge to your sheet, please, for the double crit.
Got it.
Excellent. Cool. Okay. So Willard, you are hanging from a hallway, and Captain, you are hovering in midair. You kind of need to fly. You're not really a hoverer. So you have to choose a location to move towards. Where would you like to go? And
So
Willard, you have one choice. Climb, probably.
I'm gonna go up.
Okay. I feel like at this point I would probably want to go help Willard because the other 2 are either dead or they're okay. And I don't feel like there's any other option there. And so we could go check on them in a minute when I know that Willard isn't going to also plummet to the bottom of this existence. So I'm going to go do that first.
And Willard is closer.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to have you do a roll. And you're like, what? Why would I have to do a roll? It shouldn't be so hard. Okay. So the reason you're doing a roll is because you're trying to help them. But the roll isn't going to be that hard. So let's click on your sheet. And if I can find you, there you are. I got my transparency too high. Okay. And click roll salvo and athletics, parkour. This is like your jam, flying around and jumping and running. And you can, or you don't necessarily have to spend if you don't want to, but either way, click augmentation.
Okay.
And then the difficulty of this is going to be pretty low. You're just flying over and kind of pushing them up. I'm going to give you a 2. You're just giving them a tag of being lifted by a accordion, pretty much. You're just making them lighter, so their climb should be easier.
Okay.
So do you want to, you can spend or not? It's up to you.
I will wait and I will just roll.
Okay.
Oh.
And you can crit. So click spend and crow and add 1 more charge to your reactor.
Okay.
Excellent. Okay. So Willard, you probably want to climb.
Yep.
Yeah.
Please.
Really too bad you didn't get a complete success last time, and then you would have,
Yeah.
Okay. So augmentation. Did you want to get a charge from someone?
Oh yeah, do you want that back?
I can give someone a charge.
Doesn't matter. I mean, sure. If you want.
I can give it
It's
to
kind
you.
of funny if you're not charged. It's funny to watch. It says no. No.
I'll give you 1 since you gave me 1 earlier.
Oh, okay. How do I back out?
Okay, I will just give you 2 advantage instead.
Okay.
And 1 more advantage for the climbing, or for the aid of the captain. And climbing it's hard because climbing things when you're holding on by your fingers is actually kind of hard. So it's 4 difficulty.
Okay.
There you go. So you get charged add to your sheet, and you climb on top of the hallway.
Woohoo.
So I think we're out of the moment to moment at this point. Are you guys, Willard, you can't really get down there very easily, but the captain could. You need to probably find your way through this hallway or something. Are you going to just stay up here, Captain, or are you going to go down there now? You kind of mentioned it last round, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I want to go check on them and see what's actually going on down there and just see if they're actually alive or not, since we don't know yet.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we would see this scene of you circling around, kind of doing the go down but circle kind of thing with your wing arms out and your cool stabilizing tail behind you. And as you float around, it's like your flight makes the dust move away, and you see the flickering shield of the doctor, and gripped onto the doctor with all 6 arms is a slightly smaller Gavorn, because the doctor's quite large, holding on for dear life as the last rock falls on top of the shield and bounces to the ground. And they're totally fine.
Oh, glad you guys are okay. Glad you made it.
Thank you. Your amazing rolls kept us in high spirits.
I know it can. Now, we need to figure out where to go from here, because this doesn't seem very helpful to what we're here for.
No, it doesn't.
No, it's like, it's not the most uncomfortable situation I've ever been in.
I think the doctor just got a fan. Are you gonna pry the Gavorn off you, or are you just gonna carry them around?
I kid. Let's get out of here. Don't abandon me.
Oh, I won't. Let's go.
Okay, so you kind of look around, and it's very obvious from the beginning. There's ladders on both walls, so you can just climb up to the airlock / tunnel that Willard's on, which is not too far above you now. It's a little bit of a climb, so we get that cool scene that we see in every space movie of climbing ladders. As you climb up, and Willard climbs down the same ladder and then in through the door that, of course, would be in a tunnel like this. It's a utility door. It's not supposed to be used by any rando, but it's still a door. As you guys all climb up after probably about, I don't know, 20 minutes of clambering up ladders and getting through, you find yourself entering an airlock. So these airlocks, you can tell, Doctor, are specifically designed for biological agents and removing them and stuff. So they're different than like an exterior airlock. They are a section airlock, but they're also a secondary bio one. There's like biomechanical devices in there, or creatures. Look a little sickly, like they haven't been fed in 5 years. But their job is to detect things that are bad. And you know that they work that way by parts of them will die when something kills it, and then the thing knows that it's hurt, and I guess the pain sends information where it's required to know that, oh, it got irradiated and thus node number 42 died. Anyways, otherwise it's a very, and which why it's still alive, it's a very, very hardy life form. It's just these nodes are weak to specific things.
Okay.
So you walk in, you see that, you've seen them many times before, probably in labs that you've worked in the many years. And the airlock seems to be fine and working.
Excellent.
All right.
Yeah. Walk in and I take a close look around, I guess. Should I roll some salvo to percept? Should I take a look?
Yeah, we can use, if you want to do the scan, you totally can. Sure, why not?
Okay.
So I think you
because I know what I'm looking for in here, though. Don't we know what we're looking for in here?
You know that you're probably looking for bioorganisms and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And perhaps, are you trying to do an air test to see if there's anything in the air that's different? Is that the sort of test you're trying to do, or are you trying to scan the room to see if there's things around?
Well, because now, are we in the or the utility bio area where the
you're entering that entire section.
Got it. Okay.
Pretty much.
Well,
So
I do have
we'll
two
use
dice.
this to represent you. You're right here.
Well, I do have 2 dice in perception. an analysis, so I could analyze.
If you want to
the
analyze
area.
the air, you would actually be using your biochem kit to take samplers. If you want to look through the window and use your scanner to detect what's going on beyond this. So
That's
what
what
you see.
That's what I want to do. Yeah.
Okay, let's do
Yeah.
that then. Okay, so you're going to be using perception and
An analysis,
sure,
right?
analysis. Yeah, okay, sure, that makes sense.
Which one would you suggest that?
No, it's fine.
A survey,
And
I suppose.
Just to look around general might have made a little bit more sense, but I think I know what you're going for, so let's just use this.
Do you know what yeah, okay. All right.
So
cool.
click your scanner and your depth analyzer if you want to use a charge. Otherwise, just click your scanner.
No, I'll just use the scanner.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Unless there's a higher threat, in which case.
I think
Ellie.
it's trying to think. It's a 3. I think I know the sort of information that you would get from such a thing.
Okay.
So you look through and it looks a little dark, but also there's emergency and there's hydroponic lights on, that sort of thing. So you've seen that area, and I'll give you more details once you roll.
Okay.
So let's roll those dice. So you look beyond this and you see it is overgrown in there. This is also the section where part of this section would include all sorts of plants and various other things.
Right.
The habitat next door was where the hydroponics bay that provides the air to the ship would be. And every section probably has a small one as well for emergency backup, and that kind of works with it. Plus the ones that are inside the walls. So technically individual sections could go on their own, but it wouldn't last that long. But there has been breaches in the walls, and you can see that the two, because this section had its own like experimental one or something, because the flowers and plants look very strange, especially for a human's, like one for carbon, oxygen, and nitrogen systems would be running. There's a lot of weird plants, but there's normal plants growing into them. They've grown into each other.
Oh, interesting.
So there might have been a breach between the habitat section and the utility at one point, or 5 years was enough for them to slowly grind away at carbon nanofiber reinforced wall panels. But whatever happened, you can't really tell. It is hard to see anything. And so you look, and the section looks safe enough. You would need to take samples on the other side of the wall, probably, like inside the actual ring, to actually find out if there's anything biological, but you don't see anything moving yet.
Do you think
what do you guys want to do? Oh, sorry.
Shall we proceed cautiously, everyone?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Multi-tools at the ready?
I'm down.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
I have a question. So when the hallway fell, we don't know that someone was blasting. I mean, do we? Can we do like an insight check to kind of see if maybe we can think that that's what it was?
I will just say that you know the whole ship shaked.
Okay.
So it felt like the ship collided with something, but on all sides. And it's an easy shot for professionals like yourselves to go, if you're going to clear the ship off of all the asteroids on the outside, it might shake like that. Also, all that asteroid would go somewhere. So hopefully your ship's okay.
Hopefully. Oh no.
Well, it's got a chance because we parked it a little ways.
It's good you didn't just park it on the hull.
Yeah.
Very true.
Because then it would be somewhere random at the least. It would just be somewhere random in space.
We did it.
It's still going to be a bit difficult to find, probably. Stealth, floating in space, on an asteroid, randomly hit by other asteroids.
We got this. We got
We'll
this.
just ask Yorick to like send out a distress signal. It'll work somehow. Maybe, I don't know.
Future us problem.
Yeah, future us problem.
It's going to be a bit of math to detect all the vectors that your ship could probably go at still. But it's probably all orbiting within a day or so traveled by shuttle. Shuttles are slower.
So we just take someone else's ship. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not a bad idea, but as far as the bio creatures we're trying to find,
You
So-
probably
so-
have to leave the airlock to do that.
yeah, we should probably continue on.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. So I guess we see yet another scene of cycling through airlocks. It's a lot of that in space. And the door opens and the room is green and the lights are all lights that you would use to help grow plants. And everything else seems to be mostly shut down as you head in through this area. Are you trying to be quiet? Are you trying to be thorough? Are you cutting your way through this virtual jungle? How are you doing this movement? It is thick, filled with many a plant, trees growing out of sides of walls and stuff like that.
Does it look more like overgrowth or does it look like intentional vegetation?
No, it's super overgrown. This all was supposed to be the 2 different hydroponic bays, maybe multiple like experimental ones. There's a lot of broken windows and glass as you kind of start moving through here. It's just 5 years. Life forms just kind of growing. I mean, it's got all the air for the entire ship still in here, and
shoot through it.
It's just eating itself at this point. It's like a swamp or bayou, except without the water, as much water. I mean, there's a bit of water that's been pooling around from heat.
Water?
Yeah, there is water. You actually notice as we move through this easily that some of the labs are filled.
Oh,
filtered water. That's exciting.
I think if you're looking for something, we probably want to be thorough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we don't know what it is, right?
So I think it's time for a bit of an investigation. We have a little bit of time left. I probably won't finish the entire thing today.
Oh,
I'm sure we won't end with a cliffhanger. Don't worry.
Oh. We've already been on the cliffhanger.
You were.
Sorry.
You were the true cliffhanger. Would have been a good part to end it. Right before the roll with the doctor. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so we need to basically investigate this area. So in Free Spacer, the complex mechanic is called projects. Investigation is one of the types of projects we can do. And projects are basically do a bunch of rolls, get enough successes that you figure stuff out. So each player in kind of order can kind of decide what they want to do. And so in this case, things like Chaplain doing some scanning, the doctor getting samples from a couple different locations with their biochem kit to try to detect strange things, and maybe even some other sorts of activities would all probably work. Types of stations that we see in investigation are things like sensor analysis. You could go deeper dive into research by looking at those deck plans and digging through them and seeing how it would be laid out, where the most likely locations are as a researcher. No one to interview yet, so that's not very good. As we said, the medical stuff can be done. You can like look at the water and or plants and try to take samples. You could do mechanical stuff, be a mechanic and look at the wear and tear and where and how things have moved mechanically in the environment. If during that time we find the local computers, programming can happen. The other ones are probably not appropriate here. So all the difficulties in an investigation like this are the same, except situational tags and stuff that add to them. And this is a bit of a puzzle, so it's going to be 4 difficulty. And I would like it if we could start with our sensor analysis. So who wants to do that?
That would probably be me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you're like, you know what, we're going to find a computer and I'm going to super hack it, then you can give it
Oh.
off to someone else. And I think the doctor wants to do something doctory because, you know, she wore the lab coat today. Come on, Christoph, let her do some medicine.
Prepared.
I wish to medicine.
So I was thinking maybe one of the other two who would be particularly good at perception would be okay at that. Might want to do that. Is anyone else okay at that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Captain, pilot,
Yeah.
either of you
Would,
good at perception?
Would also material science be something you said that we could use for this?
Yes. So if you want the other one, want the pilot to do this, and you can deal with the material science thing when it comes up.
Yeah, because I'm really good at material science. Really good at it.
Awesome. So, Willard, you've been nominated to do a survey of the area. So, perception survey. And you'll be using your scanner, and you got survey sensors, so you can use that if you wish.
Ooh.
Okay. Awesome. And difficulty, as we said, is 4. So, threat is 4.
Please make it. Please make it.
Excellent. And spend and close. Okay, so in milestones, the number of milestones is determined by how well you do, obviously. So fails are worth 1, successes are worth 2, and completes, partials, sorry. I don't know why I said success. Oh, typos I'm finding in my book. That's terrible. Anyways, so this is worth 2 milestones out of whatever number it is. And I decided it, I forget what I said it was. Did I say? No, I didn't. I should probably say. This is 7. So 2 out of 7 right now. 2, and we need 7 in total. So you scan the area. It is a whole series of labs. 3 of them are filled with water. 2 are broken. In the ceiling is a nodule that's coming down that looks like it's a computer, like it's a special, like, separate computer system for the lab itself that could probably be accessed. There are multiple biogel mimetic storage units along the walls, and there are several security labs at the back. And it looks like there's lots of scrapes on the walls as things have been like moved around. And so it could have been tree falls or something. It's hard to tell with just a survey, but that's pretty much the area that we're looking at.
I'll start pointing to telling people.
Yeah, I think you could send them the whole map. And
that's right. I forgot that.
Flick.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody's seeing this diagram, and it's actually a lot easier to see now because it's overlaid in your vision, and you can actually see what things are that would have normally been camouflaged. Who wants to go next? What else do we got to do?
Can I ask a question? And I don't know if it's possible.
Sure.
Like when I did the survey, is it possible to use 2 skills, like insight?
No.
With your survey? Okay.
Insight is for dealing with people and try to figure out what they're thinking.
Oh, okay.
So you are a very social character. So if there are a bunch of witnesses here or something, you probably could have talked to them and seen how they reacted. And then the way they reacted, they're obviously whatever, afraid or bad guys or whatever. Okay, so that's the area. And so chaplain, doctor, captain, anybody want to examine one of the mentioned clues?
Yeah. One of us. Oh, you can go.
You can go, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of you go.
We'll both go at the same time.
Okay, Captain. Are you examining the walls and stuff? You were really excited about your material sciences ability?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's look at that.
That's most likely what I'll be doing.
Yeah. So your mechanics aren't that good, but you have 3 dots in material science.
Mhm.
Probably because you repair your own armor. So you take a look at these scratches and such. So it makes sense that you could use your depth analyzer on your scanner to do this.
Okay.
If you
Okay.
wish.
Yes, I would like to.
And the difficulty here is 4 because it's a puzzle. And there you go.
Okay. Yay!
Okay. Excellent. So let me describe some stuff for just a second here. Okay, so we now have 5 out of 7. I'll let you all do a task if you like anyways, but okay, so what you see here are scrapes on the walls that are telltale of a large animal that has been moving around this area and like dragging moving trees and eating things. And as you look at these scrapes, they look like they've been stained by other things. You're not really sure, but they're not plants necessarily. It looks, and you can trace them back to where they are. One of the secure labs at the back that it was pointed out to you by Willard, it looks like it's open. It looks like the door's been pushed and moved open and closed multiple times, and it's possible to tell because it looks like that whole part got crushed somehow, and it looks like there's something in there that has been moving around the room and dragging things around and is pretty massive.
Can we tell how recent those marks are?
They are recent and old.
Ooh,
it looks like whatever's been here has been here for a long time and has moved as recently as today.
So the captain just gestures with her wing towards this location. It's just like, I think it's big, and I think it's in there. She looks at everyone else.
Okay. So we have only need 2 more, but who knows, maybe you'll fail. But we can get more information to just learn some other stuff if you wish. Who would like to go? Do we want to see some medicine out of this, or do we want to see some programming, some hacking?
Why not both?
First.
Oh, first. Oh, I see.
Which one's first? Because if you complete the investigation, you're going to find out everything you need to know.
Oh.
So the other you could still do, but it won't necessarily be as useful for this.
I think medicine, if this thing is like...
You are here after biotech.
Alive
so.
and...
Yeah. I think that's a good...
If it's got flesh or whatever.
Okay.
It's got a body.
Yeah.
Biosciences?
It's got
it's biosciences and...
Would you say medicine or...
Let's do medicine. Sure. Biomechanics could also work.
Yeah.
Agriculture is very appropriate for the plant element, but I think what we're actually looking at is a blood stain that you find and several other small samples that you're doing. So you can use your biochem kit and your sampler to examine the environment.
Okay.
So you see the doctor, little lizardy eyes, scoop up some materials and put it in this kit, and you all carry this around. It's part of your standard kit. It also does a couple different things for allowing you to be quick injected with drugs and other sorts of things like this. But the doctor's is a lot better maintained and upgraded than yours. Okay, cool. So you can roll that. Okay.
Nice.
So that's 3, and that is enough to kind of... Okay, so you look at this, and you're like, this is weird. So you find a couple things. One, the creature that you're looking at You basically quickly analyze the DNA. It's a base level analysis, so you don't get like, is it going to get cancer next week? You get, what sort of creature is it? It is big, and it is basically, it's something you've heard of before. It's called a Brachiosaur, basically an ankylosaurus-like species.
Mm.
There are signs that it was a cryosuspension for a while, but was taken out correctly. So that means it didn't just break open and have it. There's no signs of cryo sickness, which can happen when you fail to take someone out of cryosuspension properly. It's been eating all sorts of things in here, but the weird thing you find is it's not a virus. It's more like a parasitic infection and kind of like a virus of sorts. It probably isn't in its own control or mind of some sort. Like something might be. It's the sort of thing that you would see if you're looking at a parasitic infection that caused like, what is it called? Rabies. Or if it had a parasitical infection, because there's elements of stuff that should be in the brain that's in other parts of its body. So it has got some sort of brain parasite that might be making it act so weird, because it's been doing things like the dragging things around and stuff doesn't make any sense. Like, why would it close the door? Why would it smash into certain parts that it's been smashing into, like near the computers and near a variety of things? Like, it's been doing some strange things. So when you look at this, you're like, well, whatever it's giving, it's either giving it a brain disease or something, but it's got something in a symbiote of some sort or something that's infecting its brain and its body.
Oh.
And it's very alien. You've never seen it before. The DNA you get from the separate life form, like, ever.
Wow.
It's like the first person who did DNA of an octopus going, well, that's not supposed to be from Earth. Yeah. Oh, by the way, octopuses are aliens.
Yes, they are.
Anyways, so yeah, you're looking at, I mean, you've seen a lot of alien DNA in your life. I mean, there's only biology now is xenobiology. They don't even use the term anymore because it doesn't make any sense. You can be a specialist to one planet. It's like the opposite term is used. So, but this is weird and it's a bit strange. And you're pretty sure that you would recognize if it's being stored in a location around here, if they're storing this separately from the animal as well. But the animal is infected with it.
Right. Okay.
So
wow,
you all hear that great news.
Yeah, a lot of info from me to you, the crew.
I was giving you all of that info, but that's also what you got from finishing the investigation. I just rolled it together.
Totally, yeah. But
Also
like I tell the crew, like what's happening with all this situation.
Trevor. So that sounds like something that we could bring back, maybe.
It sounds like something we could, but it's pretty big, right?
Yeah.
And possibly possessed by a parasite.
The one point I wanted to put out is you're almost guaranteed Brachiosaurs are not that rare. They're sometimes used as I want to test something on a behemoth, which is a classification of life form that is really freaking big, i.e. dinosaurs and stuff. So if you were going to test something on something larger than what's considered classic size creature, then you would test it on something like a Brachiosaurus, because it's basically an ankylosaurus. So it's like a giant, sometimes spiked turtle. So they're actually mildly easy to care for. You can keep them in water. They're amphibious. They're kind of useful that way. The thing that's weird is the thing that's in it. That's what your people want.
So shoot it and get that out. Maybe?
Yeah, let's find it. let's find it.
feel
And let's
like
get it out.
if we
Yep.
if we shoot it and try it, whatever's in it will transfer to a different host body, probably, or at least try to.
Yeah, I don't necessarily want to kill this thing,
No, I don't either.
but maybe we spook it enough that the parasite tries to leave, and then we catch it.
Scare it out.
Yeah,
Just they'll jump out from
Bruh.
different angles and
boo.
Chaplain, did you want to try to hack the computer and see if you could like take control or do anything that the computer
Yeah.
might give you access to as well?
Yeah,
Still,
that sounds like a better plan than just trying to scare this.
Scare the
Parasite.
dinosaur.
So let's do that.
okay. So the node you're looking at is dedicated to this environment. It looks like it actually has a small reactor somewhere that's connected to it. So it's still powered. It looks like it's in power down mode. So you don't have access to anything on here. Most of the places that you've come through, fortunately, have either been broken or would allow emergency access so they don't worry about you having the right codes, right?
Okay.
So you will have to hack this thing.
Yes. So I've gone down to hack.
I'm just looking for your sheet. There it is. It's in the middle of my title board.
I'm thinking maybe com browser. I don't, unless a development kit.
Development kit's what you would be using.
What I want? Okay.
Yeah, because it's hacking. So you're actually getting in there and you're using. Okay, so let me double check what the difficulty on this would be. 0 point. It's 5. It's an XN experimental network, and there you go.
All right, let's try this.
There you go.
Yeah.
You hack that shit. Okay, so you gain access to this, and a couple things. First, you have access to all the laboratory data. So at this point, I would give you a bunch of stuff, but since we're getting close to the end of the thing, just don't worry about writing it down necessarily. You would get a bunch of the information that would be considered part of your bounty and information on the stuff for your contract. You download a bunch of files that include experimentation with a mysterious symbiotic life form that they were hoping to use to create like super soldiers kind of idea, but would allow them to take like a behemoth like the ankylosaur or other creatures and basically give them orders and use them like organic drones, which would have been useful in certain situations because you can't really hack them, right? Biotech has to be done up and personal, and when you're getting your face eaten, it's a little harder. So this was an idea during the exploration wars. So you see this all laid out, you see some experimentation, and you see what happened during the crash. You see everything shake, you see a bunch of people being infected, and you see them attacking and trying to do this, and they're being shot by their own crew, and you see a lot of chaos. It's all fragmented. You download the whole thing. Is there any questions you have?
Like to ask
about the information there. You gain
Okay.
access to the AI. The AI is a small is like a person. It's like a humanoid, looks like a human, but in like a white hazmat suit.
Can
Like
we
glowing
ask to
faceplate.
confirm if that thing is around here? Like if they can tell if it's still alive, so we know for sure that it's in the...
It gives you a couple directions to connect to the ship's sensors, because its sensors are down for the internal labs because the labs are all super screwed. And you do that with ease. You're a programmer. It's not a big deal. And when you do that, it's got power that it can route to them. And you start getting loads of information about breaches and everything from the ship, because all those internal sensors go. And then you notice a blinking light that a group has entered the area, and you get video and audio footage of a group of scientists being escorted by soldiers in 35th Fleet outfits coming through into the bio labs as we speak.
Oh.
All right. All right, crew.
It is just slightly old. This just happened. So as you watch the video happen, you notice the scientist looking confused. I think one of you would recognize Dr. Cannon. I think it is Dr. Ren Ray.
Yeah.
You recognize Dr. Cannon shouting something at this other doctor and waving them away from that. And then the doctor points it as like, blah, 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 kind of, you can't hear them because they're just behind a little bit of a wall on the video that you're being shown. And then it's starting to catch up to real time at this point because you're watching it at like 1.5 speed or whatever. All of a sudden, the doctor that Cannon is talking to starts to scream and grab their head, and then they leap at one of the soldiers.
Oh, shit! I think Dr. Cannon is infected.
No, this was the doctor that Dr. Cannon was yelling at, one of the other scientists.
Oh,
yeah.
Dr. Cannon starts to run, and you hear like a rumble as the door slides open, and this massive Bacalosaur who looks insane because it's screaming around it, and these are basically herbivores, comes charging out of the room towards you as you hear the pattering of other feet, other infected, come your way. And I think that's where we'll call it a game.
Zombies in space.
There you go. And that is the very first adventure in the first contract in the Sector Archives, which is of the Tomi Sector. The Sector Archives is a book full of preset settings and first contracts. Some of them have second contracts as well. And you can basically get that and set it all up and run this and use this as your world if you think the Atoli and Cordon are cool and you like some of the themes and stuff that would be in this one. And there you go.
Cool.
Thanks for all playing, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It was fun.
I had to denouement a little bit because we got less than 10 minutes left. So
I know, it's such a cliffhanger.
I know. Oh.
We didn't even get to shoot anything.
I know, this often happens in this game. If you guys don't decide to get into space combat in this particular scenario, there's not a lot of shooting unless you go in at the same time as them. So what happened is you beat them there. Otherwise, you would have gotten here after having to deal with a massive shockwave of asteroids coming at you.
Oh, great.
You would have had to basically follow them in and deal with the fact that they were there. And you probably would have went through the cargo. You wouldn't have gone in through the back entrance necessarily, which is almost every group has gone through the front entrance. Because you could just dock your ship that way. But you guys couldn't get in there because you got in there before them and decided to sneak in the back, which was really cool. It was fun to see.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then we all black out
as the captain is wildly shooting.
Yeah, of course.
A little bit of shooting at that. It's just like suppressing fire, and then
You know what's fun about that particular character? They're better at stabbing. They're only good at shooting with the ship systems. They're only good at artillery or stabbing. So you probably hear the sound of the multi-tool being used like a lightsaber as they go into hand-to-hand combat with a bunch of possessed by alien symbiote people.
Go.
Flying hand-to-hand combat.
Flying hand-to-hand
That's
combat.
right.
It's one of the reasons to play that character. I mean, Flying Raptor that likes to use basically pulse-bladed weapon. Come on, Flying Jedi? Get better than that, right?
Yeah, flying Jedi, let's do it.
Exactly.
I think that's definitely where this would be going, and we would do that if we had half an hour instead of 8 minutes. So.
Well, thanks everybody. We really appreciate the awesome game. It was a lot of fun listening to you all on your space antics and the parkouring and
the terrible rolls.
The terrible rolls.
All the terrible rolls.
But we had some great rolls too.
There was some great rolls
one.
too.
Look at this. 5 successes, 0 misses. Awesome.
As there's only like 7 minutes left, does anyone have anything they'd like to plug before you?
Or any questions? I can bring up the chat.
I can definitely plug my stuff, but you can find that easiest at freespacer.com, and it's got links to all your favorite stores, including your Canadian connection with one of our sponsors, and all the others as well. Most of the others as well. And that's mostly me. Just go check that out and grab a copy on either PDF or hard copy. Christina?
Yeah, so I am actually a player on the podcast Agents of Damned. We are influenced by the actual play. And I play Wintera Dark Knight, and we are a part of the agency, the 3 newest members, and we are working to prevent disasters and calamities from occurring across Faerun as the Department of Agents maintaining normality and eradicating debacles.
I bet they're the debacles most of the time, though.
Yeah, usually, and we actually just ended our first season. Our latest episode just came out yesterday, so we'll be having a little bit of a hiatus for the next month, and then we'll have a 90-day review where you get to hear how the agents ranked coming up at the end of April. Yeah.
That's awesome, because now you can catch up just in time for April.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Sounds fun.
Yeah.
I don't know what to plug. Yeah, cause so yeah.
Jen's totally unplugged, everybody.
I lurk. I do a lot of lurking. So yeah, I'll be lurking on. Let's see what the Agents of the Damned is, and yeah, it's been fun.
Awesome. Tahlia?
I will plug the Cave Goblin Network. So we stream at the moment once a week on Thursday evenings. We do like monthly themes for party night. It's mostly just sort of like talking crap and playing stupid games. We played Rocket League this week, which was really fun. And so yeah, twitch.tv/cavegoblins. And then if you want to see some games that we used to stream that will eventually start again once things are less stressful, check out our Everyone is Jonas clips to see what that game is about. But go to our website, because if you just search Cave Goblins on YouTube, you'll probably get some paranormal stuff or just some things about like D&D Cave Goblins.
Probably.
Yeah, I guess I'm the last one. Folks out there can find out more about me and my work at haleyboros.com. I have lots of my comic books for sale that I've worked on, anthologies and original art, as well as available slots for pet portrait commissions. I like to draw people's pets in D&D gear and fun poses, etc. But yeah, I'm just on the internet at Twitter, Instagram, hi Haley Boros. That's where you can find me.
There you get a wizard cat. Come on.
A wizard cat. I draw really great cats, excellent dogs. I'm drawing a rabbit right now. It's great.
Cool.
Good fun.
Maybe some lizards might be happening soon.
Yeah, I've drawn a lizard. I have drawn a lizard and a rogue lizard. It's excellent.
Oh.
Not a lizard wizard? Oh.
It wasn't a lizard wizard, no. It was a rogue. I know, I even asked. He said, no, rogue's my favorite class. Like, okay, fine.
People don't like to play. Okay. Well, I guess that's it for us.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Okay.
TCTC, and have a great time.
Thanks,
Don't
everybody. We
Don't
really
forget,
appreciate
there's
you.
D&D next tomorrow at the exact same time.
And Christina will be
fun.
a player, so
I am.
see you tomorrow. Thank
Awesome.
you, everyone, for participating. I really appreciate you volunteering and helping out. It means a lot. So, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.